Chapter 26. Seeing that his mother didn't believe it, although he might be criticized, after thinking twice, Chen Yifan told his mother about the bet he mentioned with Zhang Miao Miao. At this time, it is necessary to build up the mother's confidence in herself. Fan, what did you say? Sure enough, upon hearing what Chen Yifan said, Liang Wenjing's breathing became a little short of breath, and she even forgot to ask why Chen Yifan bet so much with others. Liang Wenjing looked at her son in astonishment, as if it was the first day she knew him, and said in disbelief, "You played against a junior trainer?" Chen Yifan nodded affirmatively, and then said with a smile, "So, you have to trust your son, I will be here in the days to come." Liang Wenjing nodded subconsciously. Before digesting the shocking news about her son, Chen Yifan was not in a hurry. After his emotions calmed down, he felt better. He handed a spare rib in the pot to Bun Elby, who was squatting at the corner of the table. Bun Elby moved his nose and sniffed it, then stuck out his tongue and licked it. After tasting the taste, his eyes lit up, and he happily held the ribs and started to chew them. Human food Pokémon can also be eaten, but it is definitely far inferior to Pokémon food in terms of nutrition. Even the cheapest Pokémon food has higher nutritional value for Pokémon than most human food. After a while, Liang Wenjing came back to her senses and looked at Chen Yifan, who was teasing Bun Elby. Even though he was her own son, she also thought that Chen Yifan was excellent, but Liang Wenjing still couldn't believe that he could defeat Bun Elby when he was a trainee. A junior trainer. She was also a junior trainer before, so she naturally knew the gap between the two. However, it was precisely because Chen Yifan said that Liang Wenjing believed it, because in her eyes, Chen Yifan would not lie. "Mom, are you feeling better?" Chen Yifan worried. He was a little worried about his mother's health. The long-term fatigue made her not in good health. She cried again just now. If she suddenly got sick, then he would too late to regret. It is the most desperate thing for a child to support but not to be loved. Liang Wenjing shook her head with a smile, and couldn't help stroking Chen Yifan's hair. "Mom is fine, I'm just happy. My son is awesome." But Liang Wenjing hesitated for a moment, and then said, "You, don't be so impulsive in the future and place such a big bet." It was only then that she remembered that her son had won other people's money. She was not a rigid parent, but it was fine if he won. What if he lost? It's okay for Qian, as long as people are alive, nothing can't be solved, but if something happens to Chen Yifan, she will definitely collapse. "Don't worry, Mom, I won't." Chen Yifan comforted his mother, although the money was not won by betting, but if the two brothers of the Li family hadn't forced him, he would definitely not have nothing to do to gamble with others. Liang Wenjing nodded, then looked at the money in her hand, then, "This money. I still have money, so I'll let you have the money first, okay?" Chen Yifan smiled and held his mother's hand tightly. Liang Wenjing couldn't break free. When she saw her serious son, she nodded in agreement. "That's all right. If you're short of money, remember to tell Mom, don't bet with others anymore." "Okay." Chen Yifan smiled slightly. It seemed that if he wanted to change his mother's thinking and improve the environment at home, he still needed to make some achievements. The 50,000 alliance coins are far from enough, let alone only a little over 20,000 left. Small Ho-Oh cups, and only small Ho-Oh cups. It was the first stop to change his life. With a fire burning in Chen Yifan's chest, he must win the little Ho-Oh cup next Saturday. The next day, when Chen Yifan woke up, Liang Wenjing had already gone to work. Looking at the post-it notes and half-finished dumplings left by her mother on the dining table, Chen Yifan felt a little heavy. Although he really wanted to tell his mother not to work in the future, he couldn't say these words now. He was considered a poor man. Although he still had 20,000 yuan, he spent more than half of it just preparing food, let alone the follow-up is planned. Shaking his head, Chen Yifan didn't think too much about it anymore. No matter what, the first plan now is to gain weight. Use all your resources to fatten up Bun Elby first. The stronger Bun Elby is, the better his grades will be. Taking out a bag of Pokémon food made by Chen Feiyu and handing it to Bun Elby, Chen Yifan also boiled dumplings. After breakfast respectively, one person and one Pokémon let out a happy sound of satisfaction at the same time, rubbed Bun Elby's big ears. Chen Yifan put it into the Pokeball, tidied it up briefly, and went out. Chen Yifan, who was short on time and didn't want to waste a minute, went downstairs and took a taxi. The training center was not far from home, and the round-trip fare was less than 20 yuan. Sir, is there anything I need? Chen Yifan walked quickly to the lobby of the training center, and the lady at the reception greeted him with a polite smile. Do you want a separate training ground? No. Looking at the pretty receptionist, Chen Yifan shook his head. I want to ask you about the fees for sparring. He has no plans to go to Chirui again. First, Chirui is very busy recently, preparing for the Breeder Academy exam. Second, Chirui's seal can't stand Bun Elby. He couldn't bear to abuse others' seal anymore. As soon as Chen Yifan asked about the price of sparring, the lady at the front desk became interested and immediately smiled and said, Okay, let me introduce you here. Our sparring partners are divided into 3 levels in total, namely primary trainer, intermediate trainer, and advanced trainer. Junior trainer sparring partners and intermediate trainer sparring staff charges are fixed. Junior trainer sparring partner 100 alliance coins an hour, less than an hour is calculated according to the price of 1 hour, intermediate trainer sparring trainers 300 alliance coins an hour. Seeing Chen Yifan nodding, the front desk lady went on to say, we have 2 types of sparring partners for senior trainers. One is common senior trainers, and the fee is 1000 alliance coins per hour. There is another kind of high-level trainer that is on the 100 battle list. 100 battle list? Chen Yifan murmured. The 100 battle list, also known as the top 100 list of advanced trainers, is taken from the meaning that if you want to be on the list, you have to experience hundreds of battles. It is a list specially set up by Alliance for advanced trainers. There are 100 senior trainers from the 1st to the 100th on the list. It also represents the top 100 senior trainers in the Alliance. The competition in the 100 battle list is extremely fierce, and the ranking on the list will change almost every day, and it is also the place where many high-level trainers become famous. If you want to challenge the 100 battle list, you must first have the status of a senior trainer. Secondly, the challenge also depends on the situation. It is impossible for an unknown high-level trainer to challenge the first place in the 100 battle list as soon as he comes up. How tiring the first place is, it is not in compliance with the rules. At most, you can only challenge the rival who is ranked 10 times higher than yourself, and the trainer who is not on the list can challenge the last 10 ranked at the end. If the challenge fails, there will be a cooling off period for a certain period of time, and no more challenges can be initiated at this time. There are still many restrictions, and Chen Yifan does not know the specific situation. There are many benefits for those who are on the top of the 100 battle list. The rewards distributed by the Alliance, the benefits that can be received every day, and even the status will be a little different. But the most important thing is fame. It is conceivable how glorious it would be to see your name on the 100 battles ranking, and that is a senior trainer ranked in the top 100 of the Alliance. There is no such list for junior and intermediate trainers. After all, for Alliance, the base is really big. If there is a ranking, the people on the list must be exhausted. For a trainer, only by becoming a high-level trainer, in this world, can he be regarded as having a real foothold in capital. Chapter 27. And above the advanced level, elite trainers also have a list called 100 Heroes List, but this list is not very recognized by people, and many veteran elite trainers usually disdain to participate in it. Most of the time, only the National Elite League can see them. This has led to the fact that most of the elite trainers on the 100 British list are relatively young. However, this is also a way for elite trainers to show their strength. Being on the list, their strength is worthy of recognition. As for the master trainer, there is no list. Remember one sentence, for a master trainer, all you need is a. No one dares to decide the ranking for a master trainer without authorization. It means that people of the same level can talk. At most, people dare to say a few words on the internet during the master challenge, saying that this is not good, that is not good. Therefore, the ranking of the 100 battles ranking has a high gold content. Yes, at present, we have 2 masters in the Chengdu Training Center. They are Mr. Luu, who is ranked 89th. The fee is 5,000 alliance coins per hour, and Mr. Wu Xinyi, who is ranked 65th. It's 8,000 alliance coins per hour. The lady at the front desk smiled and said, although she knew that Chen Yifan would definitely not be able to afford the 2 of them, but it was okay to talk about the price. Chen Yifan choked for a moment. This list really contains a lot of gold. The last list is so much more expensive than others. But thinking about it, being able to rank in the top 100 high-level trainers in the entire alliance, only this price is not considered humiliating to others. There are many powerful trainers around, and some fans come to spend, just to see their idols. Not uncommon. These are still the two at the bottom of the list. If they were to be replaced by the top 10 on the list, they would probably be sky high. You can take a look, we have a list of sparring partners, you can choose from Salation. The front desk lady handed a long list in front of Chen Yifan, not only the basic information of the sparring players, but also the Pokémon you own right clearly. Chen Yifan looked at the list made by the receptionist, and blurted out, "Don't you have elite trainers here?" He regretted it a little when he said it. There are only a dozen or so senior trainers on the list. What is the status of an elite trainer? How could he come to be a training partner for others? Ah! You're joking, how can the sparring partner invite the elite master trainer? Even these two masters on the 100 battle list were recruited by the person in charge of our training center with great difficulty. The lady at the front desk smiled awkwardly, the handsome guy in front of her is a bit naive, but he is an elite trainer, he came to be your training partner. What a face! Chen Yifan smiled in embarrassment, and the two didn't say anything else. Chen Yifan glanced at the list, Common's advanced trainer 1000 alliance coins for an hour, and his 20,000 yuan is probably only enough for 2 days, definitely not. As for the junior trainer, to be honest, even if he is stronger than him, his strength is limited. The rest are only intermediate trainers. 300 alliance coins an hour, the charge is reasonable. Chen Yifan pondered for a moment, and finally made up his mind, pointing to an avatar of the intermediate trainer partner, that's him. The lady at the front desk looked at the person Chen Yifan was pointing at, and nodded with a smile, "Okay, then please follow our staff to the VIP training ground. Your designated training partner will arrive later." "Sir, please follow me." Under the guidance of the waiter at the side, Chen Yifan arrived at the training ground of VIP number 188. Here, as long as he finds a training partner with an intermediate trainer or above, he will enjoy VIP service. The VIP training ground is much larger than the common training ground, and it is no longer the kind that is open to the public, but an absolutely private space with a special rest area inside. The waiters prepare snacks and drinks, and the indoor air conditioner under the gentle breeze, this hot summer day also became more comfortable. Chen Yifan had to sigh, money is really a good thing. And who would hate cute little money after another? After releasing Bun Elby, Chen Yifan sat on the recliner and drank a glass of freshly squeezed watermelon juice. Not long after, the door of the training ground rang softly, and then a thin middle-aged man pushed the door and walked in. "Hello, Mr. Chen, I am your training partner, an intermediate trainer certificate." Han Zheng stretched out his hand, a smile appeared on his slightly serious face. "Hello, Coach Han." Chen Yifan stood up and greeted him, the two shook hands, and quickly let go. Hans Hung turned his head and glanced at Bun Elby, and said familiarly, "Mr. Chen asked me to come, what kind of training do you want for Bun Elby?" "Woolen cloth." Correspondence is an intermediate trainer, perhaps very glamorous in the eyes of those trainees or junior trainers, but the reality is not the case. He is not young anymore, and his Pokémon has also passed the best growth period of strength, and the future can be said to be basically cut off. If there is no miracle, it is estimated that it is impossible to be promoted to a high-level trainer in this life. There is no hope for the future, coupled with the need to support the family, this has given the letter card a big problem, whether it should continue to go on, and at the same time, this is also a problem for thousands of middle-aged people who are in the embarrassing situation of an intermediate trainer. Problem. They can't go up and down, they are not like those young trainers, they are full of vigor and full of hope for the future. Under various choices, although it is his dream to become a senior trainer, Hans Hung still chooses to compromise with life. "I chose to come to the training center as a sparring partner, which is why most of the sparring players in the training center are older. They are not like the two on the 100 flowers list, who need to be invited by the person in charge of the training center. Fortunately, the income of being a sparring partner is very good. The training center is an organization of alliance, and only 10% is taken. If you are lucky, you can earn 2,000 to 3,000 a day if you meet a local tycoon who can practice for a whole day. After a month, the average income is 40,000 to 50,000, which is still very good. Coach Han, I hope your Pokémon can assist Bun Elby and help it develop the proficiency of its skills." Hearing what Chen Yifan said, Hans Hung smiled and nodded, "No problem. This is a request that most people will make. Training Pokémon skill proficiency means making his Pokémon a sandbag." But he didn't have any other ideas, anyway, his Pokémon was quite strong, and it was impossible for these young guys' Pokémon to hurt his Pokémon. Chen Yifan called Bun Elby, and the two reached the center of the training ground. Han Zheng took out a pokeball from his arms and pressed the button. A red light flashed, and a strange Pokémon appeared on the field. Chapter 28. Kuoyi Kuoyi Kuoyi. A magneton appears on the field that appears to be composed of 3 magnemites. Strictly speaking, normal type Pokémon do not have many weaknesses. Except for fighting type Pokémon, other attribute Pokémon will not cause damage to normal type Pokémon due to their attribute advantages. But there are not many weaknesses, which means that there are not many advantages. Most of the normal Pokémon also represent mediocrity. The reason why Chen Yifan chose Hanzheng is because Hanzheng owns a magneton with a steel attribute. Steel-type Pokémon are mostly rare, and Magnemite is the most common steel-type Pokémon. At the same time, Steel-type Pokémon have the same defensive resistance to normal-type skills as Rock-type Pokémon, and the resistance to Steel-type skills with the same attribute is extremely high. In layman's terms, it is more resistant to beating. Pokémon, Magneton attribute, Electricity and Steel ability, strong, even if it is fatally injured, depending on the situation. If rival's strength exceeds itself too much, ability will not be effective, it will not be knocked down by one blow, and the skill moves that kill it with one blow only deals damage, not effects, such as the scissors guillotine. Species strength, 465 qualification, excellent strength, excellent level skills, tackle, thunder shock, thunder wave, tri-attack, gyro ball. Note, it looks like it is made up of multiple magnemites connected, but it is actually an evolution of Magnemite, which will emit strong magnetic force and high voltage to attack rival. The powerful magneton will continuously release strong magnetic force. When magneton approaches, everyone unusual conditions can occur with most electronic devices. The strength of letterproof is actually not weak. After working with Magnemite for a long time, after more than 10 years of hard work, although Magnemite's aptitude is not very good, it has also evolved into Magneton and has reached the level of Pokémon that basically only has high-level trainers. Excellent level of strength can only be achieved. But evolution has squeezed the last of its potential, and Magneton's strength has stopped there since then. Although there is a Pokémon that can pass the advanced trainer's strength, it is impossible to challenge the advanced trainer assessment with only one Magneton. That was just a dream. If it were really that easy, then the number of advanced trainers in the alliance would be doubled, and the base number of intermediate trainers, but besides the trainee trainers, there were more in the alliance than the junior trainers. Bun Elby, are you ready? Dig. This is the rival I want to challenge, Chen Yifan smiled. Magneton. He didn't expect Bun Elby to beat it, but with this rival, it's a huge challenge for Bun Elby, and it's worth losing and winning. And Magneton is here to be a punching bag. As long as Magneton can be hurt, it will be a victory for Bun Elby, who is currently only at the apprentice level. Mr. Chen, let's get started. Hanzheng smiled, not paying attention to this Bun Elby at all. Judging from his years of experience, Chen Yifan is just a kid who just got Pokémon. How could it be possible to hit his own Magneton? It was impossible to stand there and let it hit. In order to make it easier for Bun Elby to attack, Hanzheng also thoughtfully lowered the height of the Magneton floating in midair. Okay, here we go, Bun Elby. Dig. Bun Elby arched his body. Chen Yifan had a gleam in his eyes. Fake out. Hanzheng was startled, and saw that as soon as Chen Yifan finished speaking, Bun Elby stood up from the ground, rushed towards Magneton very quickly, raised its long and big ears, and slapped Magneton violently. Boom. Magneton's eyes moved, but he didn't move for a moment. Bun Elby's ears were a little red from the reaction force, and Chen Yifan continued, tackle. Dig. Bun Elby kept his eyes fixed, stretched out his other ear and patted Magneton again. Boom. There was another crisp metal crash, but Magneton still didn't move. Quick attack. Dig. Use tackle again. Dig. One bang bang bang. The sound of continuous collisions sounded, making Dahan a little stunned. This kid, he is desperate, dare to let Pokémon hit like this. Not to mention whether it can hurt Magneton, but the recoil force is a lot of damage to Bun Elby. And Fake out, can Bun Elby learn fake out? But the next scene made Han Zheng even more unbelievable. Under Bun Elby's continuous attacks, his own Magneton actually started to feel a little pain, and his body moved back slightly involuntarily. Chen Yifan has no intention of hiding Bun Elby's strength at all. What he has to do now is to do everything possible. As long as he can hurt Magneton, he will win. And with his current strength, there is nothing to hide. Is it possible to hide until the end of the Little Ho-Oh Cup? Don't be kidding, there are many trainers who are better than him in the alliance, so hide your fart. After a minute or two of Bunelbai's attack, Bunelbai's physical strength was already exhausted, Chen Yifan's eyes moved, and it was time to use the last move, and he yelled loudly, shocking the letter on the opposite side. The last move. Iron Head attacks. Dig dig. Under the surprised eyes of Magneton and Hans Hung, Bunelbai's head turned into a silvery white color, exuding an Orberg-like Lucas, and slammed towards Magneton with all his strength. Boom! There was a louder crashing sound than before. Bunelby took a step back in a dazed head, and then with a plop, Bunelby fell to the ground sprawled, his eyes rolled in circles. As the attacking side, Bunelby lost his ability to fight, which was the result of the huge gap in strength. There is a difference of 2 levels between the apprentice level and the excellent level. Even if Li Su's Guidud is here, it is impossible to shake this Magneton at all. Powerful Pokémon, no matter how weak Pokémon attacks, the damage is minimal. But as the defensive side, Magneton was also a little bit pained by Bunelbai's last move Iron Head this time. The 3 pupils flashed a pained look at the same time, and his body moved backwards due to the impact. Coach Han, let's rest for a while, we will come back when Bunelby recovers, and I will trouble you a lot today. Chen Yifan took Bunelby back to the Pokeball, pressed the call button, and prepared to let waiter take Bunelby to Miss Nurse in the service area to recover and fight again. This is also a VIP service, which is really evil moneyism. Ah, oh, okay, no problem. Hans Hung came back from his surprise, nodded his head in agreement, he was naturally happy to see the result. Even if it's rest time, it's money, so why not do it? He just didn't expect that this young man to be so rich. The Iron Head skill is one of the powerful skills of the steel system. Although the price is not high among those powerful skills, it is probably worth hundreds of thousands of alliance coins. It's just that the price of the learning machine can buy a Pokémon that is much better than Bunelby. Correspondence is a little puzzled, they are so rich, why use only Bunelby, and give Bunelby the Iron Head skill to learn, how hard it is to think about it. Chapter 29. However, there is one thing to say, the strength of this Bunelby is quite powerful. At this point, Han Zheng had to admit that he had seen so many trainers for him to practice with in the past, and there was no one like Chen Yifan who could beat Magneton as a trainee. Totally genius performance. Thoughts drifted away, and soon waiter also knocked on the door with the recovered Bunelby, and Han Zheng began to play sandbags with Chen Yifan seriously. Thus, Bunelby spent an unforgettable day in his life. During this day, he fainted dozens of times in a row and recovered dozens of times in the recovery equipment. Under the training of Chen Yifan, who is not a son of man, he spent a miserable day. But after a hard day, it also paid off handsomely. Bunelby has improved a lot in all aspects, especially in terms of strength and speed. Now even using tackle can make Magneton feel the pain. It is estimated that the threshold of the common level is not far away. After all, the apprentice level to the common level is the easiest stage to break through. I'm sorry to trouble you today, Coach Han. When the sun was about to set, Chen Yifan finally finished training and shook hands with Hans Hung again. No trouble, Mr. Chen, Mr. Han has to express his admiration now. I have lived for decades in vain. Hans Hung shook his head and smiled, he saw Bunelby's progress today, it really scared him, how can there be a Pokémon that has improved so fast, it is simply terrifying. Although this kind of training cannot last for a long time, it is also a good method. He can only say that this young man, not a rich young man, is really powerful. But at the same time, he is also a madman. Even his Pokémon went crazy, and he didn't see if he could handle such a high-intensity training. I just don't know what level this kid will reach in the future, anyway. He must be better than himself, Han Zheng laughed in his heart. Chen Yifan smiled slightly and said, don't say that, I'm still far behind. He saw this method from the book, and he is not the first trainer to use this method, so he is not proud of it, but he is still very pleased with the praise from the letter. Han Zheng smiled, got up and said goodbye, then I will go first, Mr. Chen must participate in the Little Ho-Oh Cup, I wish Mr. Chen good results in the Little Ho-Oh Cup, and leave. Thank you. After the confirmation letter left, Chen Yifan hugged the exhausted Bunelby lying on the ground in his arms, and went to the front desk of the training center to check out. It took nearly 10 hours from sunrise to sunset. Although he took a break in the middle, Chen Yifan still paid 3,000 alliance coins. But he didn't feel distressed, since he was going to take the trainer's path, he had to be prepared. If you don't even want to spend money, how can you become stronger? On the way back, in the taxi, Chen Yifan was sitting in the back seat, looking at Bunelby who was slumped aside. Chen Yifan rubbed Bunelby's ears with some distress, and whispered, "Are you tired?" Bunelby turned his head around, staring at Chen Yifan with big eyes, with a soft look in his eyes. Dig dig. Bunelby shook his head, leaning his little head on Chen Yifan's lap. As long as it can help its own trainer, it will not be tired at all. This is the most simple idea of most Pokémon. In their hearts, trainer is their only one, and they will only live for trainer in their whole life. Gently stroking Bunelby, Chen Yifan didn't speak anymore, and turned his head to look out of the window. The feasting lights kept flashing in front of his eyes. If you're not tired, then come with me to the highest mountain to have a look. Back home, Chen Yifan took out Bunelby's food first. Supplementing nutrition is the most important thing at this time. He didn't let Bunelby eat even the free Pokémon food in the VIP training ground, so he went home to eat this special Pokémon food. Although the food there is much better than the 10 yu in a bag he bought earlier, it is not enough. Only sufficient nutrition can ensure Bunelby's conversion and absorption after a day's work, and only Chen Yifan spent 10,000 alliance coins to make special Pokémon food to do it. Seeing Bunelby stuffed cheeks eating, Chen Yifan smiled. My mom hasn't come back yet, so I guess he had a working meal in the scenic area. He also had a free meal in the training center, but he didn't need to cook. Up. He made a video call to Zhang Miao Miao, and listened to Zhang Miao Miao's routine complaints to his old father on the phone. All Chen Yifan could do was comfort him softly. But Zhang Miao Miao just ate Chen Yifan's set, and didn't complain anymore, but just stared at Chen Yifan in the video, as if he wanted to detect Chen Yifan. Xiao Chen. Hey. I miss you. Looking at Chen Yifan in the video, Zhang Miao Miao pouted. She really wanted to touch Chen Yifan's eyes, nose, mouth. Anyway, as long as I can touch Chen Yifan. Damn it, it's all because of that bad old man. Since he came back yesterday, he hasn't allowed himself to go out, so he locked himself at home. What if he becomes stupid? Don't even think about it, I'm just a baby girl. Zhang Miao Miao was completely unaware of the seriousness of the problem. She had no idea that her old father, Zhang Wenbin, had begun to suspect that she had a boyfriend. The reason why she didn't tell Zhang Wenbin about Chen Yifan's existence was because she knew her father's character. If she knew that Chen Yifan was just a poor boy, he was nothing now. It is possible to separate from Xiao Chen, but I don't want Xiao Chen to be wronged. She wanted to wait for Chen Yifan to get the results in the little Ho-Oh cup, and then introduce Chen Yifan to her parents. At that time, her father would definitely not say anything, right? If it didn't work, she eloped with Chen Yifan. I miss you too. Looking at Zhang Miao Miao, who was pouting so cutely, Chen Yifan couldn't resist, and quickly said, we can meet after the little Ho-Oh cup starts. After entering university, we can be together every day, and I am afraid that you will think I am annoying. The current difficulty is only temporary, bear with it, okay? His distressed expression successfully amused Zhang Miao Miao on the other end of the phone. Hearing the giggling sound of his sweetheart, Chen Yifan also laughed. After a long time, Zhang Miao Miao stopped smiling. Xiao Chen, which university are you going to? Is it Imperial University? If possible, of course I would like to go to Imperial University. Chen Yifan laughed. Imperial University, the #1 university on the list of universities over the years, is also the highest institution that countless young trainers dream of. It is a great honor to study there, whether it is for yourself or for your family. Well, my little Chen can definitely do it, come on. Okay, I have to work hard, and I want to go to Imperial University. Zhang Miao Miao squeezed her small fists and said softly. The two chatted for a while, then Zhang Miao Miao hurriedly hung up the phone amid Zhang Wenbin's knock on the door, and Chen Yifan fell back on the bed, looking at the dim ceiling. Imperial University. He will go, for sure. Chapter 30. It was nearly 12 o'clock in the middle of the night, and Liang Wenjing had already returned home and fell into a deep sleep. Bunelby beside the bed was also sleeping comfortably in her own nest. In the whole room, only Chen Yifan was still struggling to sleep. He is waiting. Wait for that familiar voice. It will be 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, and in another minute, it will be midnight AM on Monday, which means that it will be the next week. When the time passed the last second accurately, a familiar voice sounded in Chen Yifan's mind. Ding, the new week has arrived, congratulations to the host for getting a scratch reward. The system is randomly drawing. Ding. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained a silver level scratch card. Silver level. Chen Yifan's eyes lit up, it wasn't a bronze level scratch card for the subsistence allowance, and it seemed that his luck had improved a bit. He took out the silver scratch card from his backpack and looked at the silver coating of the scratch card in his hand through the moonlight outside the window. He had scratched 3 bronze level scratch cards and 2 gold level scratch cards, but the silver level scratch card is the first time. I just don't know what rewards I can get for this silver level scratch card. Ding. Congratulations to the host for scratching the silver level scratch card. Reward, Lychee Berry X3. Tree Fruit. Lychee Berry, take 7 days as a cycle, and feed Pokémon 1 piece in each cycle. After 3 cycles, the physical strength of Pokémon can be greatly improved. Lychee Berry. Chen Yifan was taken aback. He had heard the names of Oran Berry, Blackberry, Nana Berry, Citrus Berry, etc., but he had never heard of Lychee Berry. This thing, is it a lychee? Also, will this effect be a little abnormal? Tree berries can be used to restore Pokémon's physical strength, to recover from injuries, and to make energy cubes, but he has never heard of eating Pokémon's physical strength. Chen Yifan sat up from the bed, took out a lychee berry that really looked like a lychee from his backpack, woke up Bunelby who was sleeping beside him, and fed the lychee berry into the mouth of the sleepy Bunelby. Grunt. Bunelby swallowed the normal swallow lychee berry without even tasting it. Dig dig. Bunelby looked at Chen Yifan suspiciously, what the hell is going on? Chen Yifan looked at it expectantly and said, how, is there any change? Bunelby was startled, and concentrated his energy in his dention, just kidding. Bunelby puffed out his stomach, and seemed to want to find a change in himself, but he only let out a fart for a long time. Puff. Chen Yifan suppressed a smile, Bunelby blushed a little, then shook his head, it didn't feel any difference. Chen Yifan is a little disappointed, it seems that the effect will not be available until the 3rd cycle, but I don't know how big this substantial improvement is. Okay, it's okay, go on to sleep. Jadu. I patted Bunelby, drew scratch cards, and took rewards. Although there is no change for the time being, Chen Yifan can finally rest with peace of mind this time. There are still 5 days until the Little Ho-Oh Cup. Chen Yifan covered the quilt, closed his eyes, good night. World. In a blink of an eye, it came to Friday, August 13th. There is still a day to go before the Little Ho-Oh Cup. Mom, I'm going out. Go, come back early at night, Mom will make you your favorite braised pork. Good. After leaving the house, Chen Yifan hurried downstairs, took a taxi and drove towards the training center. He has spent the past few days in the training center, and it can be said that the schedule is quite full, but today he is inevitably a little excited. He couldn't help but not be excited, he always had a premonition today that the bitter fruit he planted these days seems to be about to usher in a good harvest. Soon, the car drove to the training center, Chen Yifan asked for a training ground, no more trainers, and brought Bunelby's Pokeball to the training ground alone. Except for the intermediate trainer called Hans Hung on the first day, he was a junior trainer arranged by the training center for the remaining 4 days. The strength of these junior trainers is strong or weak, but even the weakest one is stronger than that guy Li Su, but Chen Yifan and Bunelby are not what they used to be. Yifan was no longer satisfied with this, and increased the difficulty, temporarily sealing Bunelby's fake out. Among them, Chen Yifan also experienced a lot of hard battles, but with the efforts of Bunelby, he and Bunelby survived. During these 4 days, they fought more than 30 consecutive games without losing a single one. The junior trainers who were defeated by him were amazed. They also secretly discussed with each other how Chen Yifan's strength can be ranked in this year's Little Ho-Oh Cup. The junior training partners in the training center are not as old as the intermediate training partners. Most of the junior training partners are also young people, but most of them are not students from prestigious schools, they are here to earn extra money. Fortunately, it is free for the trainers to recover from the Pokémon contest condition, otherwise they would not be able to afford the medical expenses just for training with Chen Yifan. Chen Yifan released Bunelby. Are you ready, Bunelby? Dig. Bunelby pricked up 2 pairs of big ears, looked at Chen Yifan with firm eyes, then closed his eyes, tightly clenched his two small fists, and his aura suddenly changed. Under a faint golden light, Bunelby opened his eyes, looking very energetic. Ding! Congratulations to the host, Bunelby's strength has improved and reached the common level. The system will issue a reward for you, a bronze level scratch card. Chen Yifan looked at the real-time updated Bunelby information on Pokémon Pokédex, and the strength displayed was no longer at the apprentice level, but at the common level. The corner of Chen Yifan's mouth twitched slightly. This was the 7th day he got the Bunelby. In 7 days, Bunelby's strength has improved by a level, which is not too slow among those so-called genius boys. After all, Bunelby's aptitude is rare. Compared with many disciples from big families who have excellent aptitude at every turn, he has no advantage. The system didn't actually help him in this regard, it was purely due to his and Bunelby's efforts. He didn't expect that as Bunelby's strength improved, the system would also reward him, which was a pleasant surprise. But in the end, the Emperor paid off. Continuous training, exquisite food, and unremitting persistence also made Bunelby gain something, and officially entered the level of junior trainer's strength. Bunelby's breakthrough also made Chen Yifan look forward to the Little Ho-Oh Cup starting tomorrow. Chapter 31. However, in this breakthrough, Bunelby failed to comprehend new skills. Although Chen Yifan felt a little regretful, but after thinking about it, Bunelby actually has quite a few skills. Except for his infrequently used mud slap skills, there are tackle, quick attack, fake out and iron head, which are completely sufficient for Bunelby of. Bunelby wouldn't be able to use it now even if it was given a destructive death ray. As for mud slap skills, Chen Yifan's plan for Bunelby is physical strength, that is, physical attacks. Mud slap skills are a type of special attack, which is a special attack generated with energy. Whether it is strong or not depends on the energy intensity in the Pokémon's body. In terms of energy, one thing to say, Bunelby is not good. So Chen Yifan basically gave up, but if there is a chance, he might be able to make a strange move or something. Not forgetting the bronze level scratch card rewarded by strength promotion, Chen Yifan took out the scratch card. This is already his 4th bronze level scratch card, so it can be said that he is an old acquaintance. Ding! Congratulations to the host for scratching the bronze level scratch card and getting a reward, 30,000 alliance coins. The reward has been automatically credited to your Pokémon Pokédex account, and you can check it at any time. Alliance coin rewards again. Chen Yifan looked at the balance on Pokémon Pokédex. He also spent nearly 10,000 alliance coins in the training center this week. The balance was about to drop to 5 figures, but he didn't expect it to rise again. 40,525 alliance coins. After scratching a few bronze level scratch cards, he has almost figured out about the bronze level rewards. In addition to alliance coins, it is probably a skill learning machine, but the skill learning machines should be generally common skills. Power less than 40, such as fake out. The value of this type of skill learning machine sold on the market is around tens of thousands of alliance coins. For most trainers, this kind of skill learning machine is the least worthwhile. After all, many Pokémon can understand it by themselves. It just so happened that the alliance coins he drew were in the range of tens of thousands of alliance coins. As for the qualification improvement card drawn for the first time, it is estimated that it belongs to the type of grand prize, and it is not easy to draw. Chen Yifan shook his head and smiled. He doesn't care about the amount of these rewards. 50,000 alliance coins are fine, and 30,000 alliance coins are not too little, as long as there are. Mosquito legs are also meat, not to mention that they are not mosquito legs to him, the more the better. Well. After Bunelby's breakthrough, Chen Yifan asked Bunelby to show it on the training ground. Both speed and strength have been greatly improved compared to before. Now even if the magneton of the letter is standing in front of Bunelby, it should be able to hurt it. Chen Yifan wanted to give it a try, but at this moment, a familiar green turban appeared at the entrance of the training ground with a selfie stick in his hand. Hello. Chu Rui greeted Chen Yifan, then looked at the Pokémon Pokédex camera on the selfie stick, and said enthusiastically, "Brothers and sisters, let me introduce you next. One is the man we will win the Little Ho-Oh Cup this year. Chen Yifan. What are you doing?" Chen Yifan was a little dumbfounded. Chu Rui stepped forward and pointed the camera at him. "Of course it's a live broadcast, Yifan, look at the camera, live streaming." Chen Yifan looked at Chu Rui's Pokémon Pokédex. The screen showed that it was indeed live broadcast. There were a few living people in the live broadcast room at this time, and they all happened to pass by or hang up rest. Seeing what Chu Rui said, the screen also rolled out, mocking him with barrage. One thing to say, good looks, but little Ho-Oh Cup winner, this guy is not up to the mark. The host is farting, he's still a Ho-Oh Cup champion, have you eaten too much? Big brother is so handsome, is it convenient to add micro chat? Seeing the sporadic bullet screens in the live broadcast room, Chen Yifan smiled indifferently, and said nothing. Seeing that the situation was not going well, Chu Rui also quickly closed the live broadcast room. In this way, the live broadcast room will be banned. He contacted Chen Yifan early this morning, saying that he would come to the training center to find Chen Yifan, and have a meal together to cheer him up. Tomorrow's Little Ho-Oh Cup is the qualifier, and he is busy with the breeder. Cheering for him if he can't live, only when Chen Yifan enters the main match will he have time to watch it live. Why did you start live broadcasting all of a sudden? Chen Yifan asked. He wasn't against live broadcasting, but he didn't expect Chu Rui to choose the road of live broadcasting. Earn some extra money, as you know, it costs a lot to become a breeder. Although my family supports me, but... Hi, that's it, I want to make money. Chu Rui spread his hands. Although the conditions of his family are better than Chen Yifan's, they are not much better. He is not the only child, and there is a younger brother at home. The support that can be given to him is limited. In this world, the Pokémon battle industry is extremely developed. Whether you are a primary trainer or an intermediate trainer, as long as you have the strength, you have the opportunity to make a lot of money. Various events and competitions have quite generous rewards. But for normal, unless it is an official alliance game, Solation is prohibited from taking pictures of players. If you want to record or live broadcast a player's game, you must get the consent of one of the players. As a result, the industry of live broadcasting was born, and smart trainers gained high popularity by live broadcasting their own matches. With popularity, their income naturally increased. After all, although Alliance's official live broadcast games are very exciting, it is impossible for those players to interact with the audience, but the anchor can, which undoubtedly narrows the distance between the two sides. In the eyes of ordinary people, the high-level trainer is unattainable. He may also see the barrage you post, and interact with you. He will ask you if you are happy. Although the live broadcasting industry is not in full swing, there are still great opportunities. Leaving aside entertainment anchors, fighting anchors who focus on battles have a good chance of becoming popular. At present, the most popular anchors in the live broadcast are 3 senior trainers. They are known as the 3 illusory gods of live broadcasting. The 3 illusory gods are all ranked in the 100 battle list, and they are the strongest among the real senior trainers. Of course, the top anchors have very high income, but if there is no popular anchor, the income will be unsatisfactory. Without popularity and popularity, naturally there will be no income. Chu Rui, who is the anchor of Rookie, is currently in such a situation. Stable zero income every day. Chapter 32, 18 years, standing like ants. How far is it? Chen Yifan asked. He knows the situation of Chu Rui's family. Although his parents are still alive, their income is not high, and their life is relatively tight. In this life, he is not even a junior trainer, and he has to support his younger brother who is less than 10 years old. It is estimated that Chu Rui has to pay half of the tuition fees of the breeding academy. 10,000, if it doesn't work, I'll go to work first to pay for my tuition. Chu Rui glanced at Chen Yifan, suddenly smiled and punched him. Why do you ask this? Lend me, you are not enough by yourself. And even if you want to do it, I won't agree. It's not easy for Aunt Liang. She should have paid for your money here, right? Hearing Chu Rui's words, Chen Yifan was silent for a while, then suddenly took out the Pokémon Pokédex, and under Chu Rui's surprised gaze, transferred him 10,000 alliance coins. Yifan, what are you doing? Chu Rui frantically held the Pokémon Pokédex, and the account information on it also showed that the 10,000 alliance coins that Chen Yifan had just called him were credited into the account. Don't worry about it, don't worry, I'm using my own money, and the money is considered to be a loan from you, and you will have to pay it back in the future. Seeing the smile on Chen Yifan's face, Chu Rui froze for a moment. My money. UBD. Zhang Miao Miao didn't give it to you, did it? Chen Yifan, I'll take a bite of this. Chen Yifan choked, and gave Chu Rui a white look. Fart, No matter how poor I am, I won't ask for money from women. If you don't want it, just pay me back. Don't mind. Chirui smiled flatteringly, and quickly covered the Pokémon Pokédex on his chest. Thank you, buddy. Oh, 10,000 alliance coins. Chirui smiled, the smile on his face gradually dissipated, then he looked at Chen Yifan seriously, patted him on the shoulder and said seriously, Thank you brother, I will pay you back this 10,000 as soon as possible. Don't worry, don't think about paying back my money first, I still have some money here, your first priority now is to be admitted to the Breeder Academy. Yes. Chirui nodded, then suddenly thought of something, that's right, Yifan. When the time comes, little Ho-Oh Cup, can you let me broadcast your game live? Chiruxi said that he knew that with his own trainer strength, it would be too difficult to be a fighting anchor. If one has no strength, second, looks, and third, not much eloquence, it is basically impossible to become popular. At this time, there is another choice, that is, to be an OB-type anchor. What does OB mean? It means to broadcast the game live from the perspective of the audience, which seems to be no different from the TV station live broadcast. But there are also differences. The OB-type anchors here mainly live broadcast the trainer games they are familiar with. After the games, the trainers will basically interact with the audience or the anchors. This is also a good way. There are no anchors with the strength of elite trainers in the live broadcast, but there are game OB anchors of elite trainers, most of whom are relatives or friends of elite trainers, and their popularity is not low. After all, it is an opportunity to interact with a well-known elite trainer. Of course it's fine, as long as you are not afraid of me losing. Chen Yifan smiled, there is nothing wrong with helping friends as much as he can, and if Chirui can become popular, he will be very happy too. What are you losing? In my heart, you are this. Chirui grinned and gave a thumbs up, this time, the little Ho-Oh Cup, the champion is none other than you. FKU, please, don't curse me. Then how do you call it a curse? This is my buddy's confidence in you. Remember to treat me to a big meal after winning the championship. The two chatted for a while, and Chen Yifan was not in the mood for training at this time. Bunelby was indeed a little tired from the high-intensity training these days, and his strength had also improved. Chen Yifan simply let him take a good rest for a day. Little Ho-Oh Cup starting tomorrow, count on it. The two of them who were free decided to eat first. Chen Yifan didn't eat breakfast, and he was really hungry after rushing here today. There used to be Zhang Miao Miao as a follower in the threesome, but now Zhang Miao Miao is in confinement, and there are only two big men left. You look at me and I look at you. Boring. They are so familiar, although they are equivalent to the relationship of good gay friends, but they are not good gay friends. The two left the training ground and were about to go out through the lobby when their footsteps suddenly stopped. I saw that the lobby of the training center was full of people at this time, and it was very noisy at the same time, and the voice of people signing autographs could be heard, as if a big man had come. Chen Yifan took a closer look and found that surrounded by the crowd was a short-haired girl wearing a blue t-shirt. She looked only in her 20s, and she was very handsome. Under the fence of the security guard, the short-haired girl's expression was very calm. While receiving the pen and paper handed over by fans, he opened his small mouth slightly to talk. Thinking about it, I have long been used to it. Yo, a big shot. Chirui chuckled at the side. She is. Chen Yifan was a little confused, he didn't often watch the news, could it be that he was a celebrity? But it looks familiar. You don't even know her. Chirui was a little surprised, and then said, you must have heard the name, Wu Xinyi. The one who is ranked in the 100 battle list. Oh, it's her. After hearing the name, Chen Yifan was stunned. No wonder he felt familiar. Not long ago, he had just seen a big shot with 8,000 alliance coins per hour on the sparring list. Wu Xinyi is one of the most dazzling high-level trainers in Sichuan province this year. At the age of 23, he won the top 100 battle list and ranked 65th. This ranking is really not low. Judging from the analysis of various brick experts, Wu Xinyi has the hope of becoming a master trainer. Her beautiful face, strong strength, and bright future naturally made her popularity soar, and she was loved by people in Sichuan province, as can be seen from the crowd of fans at this meeting. Chirui smacked his lips and sighed, it is said that Wu Xinyi is going to be in the top 10 of the 100 battles before the age of 25. I don't know if she can do it, but that is the top 10. It should be fine. Seeing that you like her a lot, do you want to get an autograph? Chen Yifan teased. Hearing this, Chu Rui's eyes lit up, and he looked at the crowd in front of him. At this time, there were a lot fewer people. After all, this is a training center, and everyone should give a lion's face. Yifan, wait for me. I'll get an autograph first. If Wu Xinyi becomes a master trainer in the future, I'll get rich. Seeing that Chu Rui rolled up his sleeves and rushed into the crowd, the tall man squeezed hard, almost tearing the crowd apart. Chen Yifan was speechless. This guy is really, seeing the money. Speaking of it, the signature of a master trainer seems to be worth a lot of money. Chen Yifan also walked around the crowd, and the people who squeezed outside Salation glanced at the new competitor, and then stopped paying attention. It's so handsome, but he can't eat it. Strong strength and great fame are the last word. Chen Yifan, who was ignored by no one, stood aside, forming a stark contrast with Wu Xinyi, who was squeezed into the crowd. At the age of 18, I stood like an ant. Historical records of the Huaxia Alliance, recorded in the 35th champion of the Huaxia Alliance, Chen Yifan Benji. Boyhood. Chapter 33. Not long after, Chu Rui squeezed out from the crowd again, holding a piece of Wu Xinyi's autograph in his hand. The beautiful fonts attracted the glaring gazes of the onlookers who had not yet squeezed in. Oh my god, I'm exhausted. Chu Rui wiped the sweat from his forehead, looked at Chen Yifan who was empty-handed, and said, Yifan, you should go with me. 2 autographs, maybe they will be worth a lot in the future. He's not a fan of Wu Xinyi, but even if he's not a fan, it's okay to ask for an autograph. When you meet a celebrity on the street, don't you want to take a photo with him? I'll forget it. Chen Yifan shook his head. He is not interested in these fan cultures, he is just a senior trainer, even a master trainer. Then he might have gone. Hey! Chu Rui suddenly patted his forehead remorsefully, and said dejectedly, FK. I forgot, I was supposed to live broadcast just now, and that was Wu Xinyi, it must be able to attract a lot of attention and popularity. Oh, my memory. Chen Yifan rolled his eyes, and hurriedly held back his friend who wanted to rush in again. Okay, let's eat, I'm going to starve to death. Pulling hard and pulling down, Chu Rui was finally dragged out of the training center. The morning sun was particularly dazzling, and the two casually found a Sichuan restaurant near the training center. Boss, boiled pork slices, spicy chicken, and twice-cooked pork. Both of them were carnivores, and they ordered all the meat dishes. They didn't eat breakfast, so they just had lunch. It's more spicy. If it's not spicy, you won't be paid. Chu Rui continued. Okay, make sure it's spicy enough. As an authentic Sichuan's, how can I not eat spicy food? At the dinner table, the two chatted about the progress of tomorrow's game. In Chu Rui's view, with Chen Yifan's ability to beat Li Su, it must be easy to pass the qualifiers. The Little Ho-Oh Cup is divided into 3 stages, qualifiers, knockouts, and the main match. Due to the large number of participants, the qualifiers had the most matches and lasted the longest. After all, the number of graduates every year is more than hundreds of thousands. Even if you exclude those who are not going to participate in the competition, and graduates who choose other vocational schools, the number of people who sign up for the Little Ho-Oh Cup is still 100,000 to 200,000. Compared with other college leagues, national leagues, masters, etc. hosted by Alliance, the number of people is simply hundreds or thousands of times higher. The preliminaries will last for 5 days. Within 5 days, the Alliance will select 10,000 people with the best results to enter the knockout round. There is no chance of 1 in 10. The rules of the qualifiers are naturally battles, but unlike other competitions, even if you lose the battle, you will not be eliminated immediately. Instead, the number of battles and victories will be counted, and the best score will be selected in the form of points. If there are more than 10,000 victories, the victorious players will also advance to the knockout round. After all, there are too many people in the qualifiers, which are full of great uncertainty. It is very likely that a player with good strength will meet another player with stronger strength. Just be eliminated, that is obviously not giving a chance. After the knockout round, the final 100 people will be selected to enter the final stage of the competition. This is an even crueler 1 in 100. The rules of the knockout match are no longer a point system, but a game where you lose and you will be eliminated. At this time, you can only pray for your luck and not to meet the strong. Over the years, there have been players who have entered the main match by luck, but sometimes luck is also a kind of strength. No one dares to say anything, and it is impossible to go far with luck alone. Finally have to be eliminated. When it comes to the main competition stage, it will really attract attention. The title of the top 100 martial arts exams, basically except for the top 3 universities, other universities are up to you to choose. The qualifiers and elimination rounds will be held in the Pokémon Center's battle area, which has enough playing fields to accommodate this many players. The main match was held at the Chengdu League Central Stadium, which is often used for various competitions and is also the largest stadium in Chengdu. It was once used to hold the National Elite League and is very famous. The dishes are coming. The waiter served the stir-fried dishes. Chu Ruisheng put 2 bowls of rice in front of Chen Yifan and said with a smile, "By the way, have you read the competition rewards announced this morning?" Chen Yifan shook his head. Every year, the rewards for the Little Ho-Oh Cup will be announced the day before the competition, but today he is fully focused on Bunnelbai's promotion, so he has no time to watch that. Chu Rui belonged to the kind of person who couldn't afford luxury cars, but knew everything about luxury cars, especially the rewards for competitions. Hearing Chu Rui's prompt, Chen Yifan couldn't care less about eating at this time, and quickly opened Pokémon Pokédex to search. There are no rewards for the Little Ho-Oh Cup qualifiers and knockout matches, and the martial arts test scores will only be evaluated based on your results. But when it comes to the main match, the top 100 will be rewarded. The reward for the players eliminated in the first round of this year's main competition is CP Group's premium Pokémon food, half a month's supply. Elimination in the first round means that they lost the first game, and normal is ranked 51st to 100th. The premium Pokémon food of Chia Tai Group is not cheap, and it is one of the top Pokémon foods on the market. Although it is far behind the food specially customized for Pokémon by mid-level breeders, it can still sell for nearly 400 to 500 alliance coins. Bag. For half a month, 2 bags of Pokémon a day can be worth at least 10,000 alliance coins. For those players who were eliminated in the first round, it was a small consolation prize. And for the players eliminated in the second round, that is, the 26th to 50th place, the reward is 2 Great Balls. Regardless of the fact that the market value of the Great Ball is 10,000 alliance coins, the rewards are not much higher than those who were eliminated in the first round, but Pokémon food will definitely depreciate in your hands, and you have to sell it at a discount. If you sell it, you may not be able to sell it for 10,000 alliance coins. The Great Ball will not depreciate. No matter where it is sold, the value of the Great Ball is 10,000 alliance coins. Going one step further, players with less than 10 players and more than 25 players will be rewarded with an Ultra Ball. An Ultra Ball of 50,000 alliance coins. Very good, very powerful. When it comes to the top 10, the reward value is different, divided into stages. The 6th to 10th rewards are the same, 2 Ultra Balls, worth 100,000 alliance coins. 5th place, 2 Ultra Balls, plus 10 recovery energy cubes. In the wild or when there is no recovery equipment, the recovery energy cubes can quickly replenish Pokémon contest condition. The price is 5,000 alliance coins, a total of 150,000 alliance coins. Chapter 34. The reward for the 4th runner-up is more substantial, and there is no longer a Pokeball reward. Reward an offensive arbitrary skill learning machine with a skill power rating of 60 or below. The power rating can reach 60, and the price on the market is usually no less than 200,000 alliance coins, especially if it is optional. You can choose what you want, which is not unreasonable. The 3rd runner-up, straightforward 200,000 alliance coins plus an optional offensive skill learning machine with power below 60, which is the same as the 1st runner-up reward. The 2nd runner-up, 300,000 alliance coins, and a skill learning machine with a skill power rating below 70 is optional. The value is about 300,000 to 400,000 alliance coins. As for the 1st champion, apart from the basic reward of 500,000 alliance coins, the champion has Pokémon rewards every year, but they are all distributed in the form of Pokémon eggs. Pokémon eggs do not occupy the trainer's Pokémon quota. Even a trainee trainer can have other Pokémon eggs besides his own Earl Dervish Pokémon. Of course, if the Pokémon quota is not enough, it cannot be hatched. Pokémon eggs are masterpieces of Pokémon incubators. Under the cultivation of incubators, Pokémon can produce Pokémon eggs. The more powerful the incubator, the better the quality of the Pokémon eggs produced by the breeder. The Pokémon eggs cultivated by powerful incubators on the market are more popular than the real Pokémon. Pokémon eggs also have the meaning of betting, because you don't know how high the Pokémon's qualifications are. As a result, a new industry of gambling eggs has started. Chansey cooperates with a master Pokémon incubator, and every year he will give out high-quality Pokémon eggs from his breeder as rewards. The Pokémon eggs cultivated by this master will not be hatched with a qualification lower than the excellent qualification. If it is lower than the excellent qualification, Alliance will replace the corresponding Pokémon with the excellent qualification for the contestants. Since Sichuan Province is the residence of the Fire Gym, the reward is naturally the Fire Pokémon. Last year's Pokémon reward was the Fire Unevil Pokémon Houndour with excellent qualifications. This year's Pokémon rewards is the turn of the Fire-type Pokémon Yantour, known as the Royal 3. Compared with last year, the rewards are even better. Yifun, if you win the championship, you'll have 2 rabbits, and you'll become rabbit experts. You might as well raise rabbits in the future. Chu Rui joked. That's fine, you can make it up for me in the future, and arrange for me plus L, my nun, and Lapunny. Chen Yifun also smiled, raising rabbits is a joke, Yuzenjia is the truth, a Yantour with excellent qualifications, one can imagine how big the competition will be this year. Zhang Miao's Fennekin is just a rare qualification, a superior qualification, how high the value will be. Don't look at the generous rewards given by the Alliance. This is just a competition for trainees. The rewards for the champions will be skyrocketing. Although no one will be so stupid as to sell them, the estimated value can be at least 10 million. Still priceless. If you want to buy, you may not be able to buy it. But don't forget, there are always only a few people who can get rewards. The number of people participating in the competition is as high as hundreds of thousands, and only those 100 can get rewards. No matter where, those who can get rich are only a few people. After eating, Chu Rui left. He went home and was busy with his live broadcast business. He had nothing to do. He couldn't go shopping with Chen Yifun. That was what Zhang Miao should do. Big men go shopping together. The picture is so beautiful that I dare not look at it. Chen Yifun also walked out of the restaurant after paying the bill. The charge of the small restaurant is not high, and the 3 meat dishes plus rice cost a little over $100, which is quite affordable. Chen Yifun was thinking about what to do today. He actually didn't have many hobbies. He didn't like playing games, and he didn't like karaoke in clubs. And it was decided to let Bunelby rest today, so it is impossible for him to drag Bunelby to continue training. It is still necessary to combine work and rest. With Zhang Miao away, he didn't even have the mood to go shopping. Walking on the road, Chen Yifun thought in his heart that he should just go home and get a good night's sleep, when a shopping mall he passed by caught his attention. It seems to be a large mall specializing in selling Pokémon items. The open-air platform outside the mall is already covered with banners, and there are many people around. Chen Yifun looked around and finally figured out what was going on, so he couldn't help being interested. This large shopping mall called Yuanfeng Department Store said that in order to welcome the arrival of the Little Ho-Oh Cup, it specially arranged a warm-up competition for the majority of rookie trainers. The rewards are not too low. The top 3 winners will be rewarded with a great ball, and the first place will also get an ultra ball worth 50,000 yuan. There was also a consolation prize for those who didn't finish, a bag of premium Pokémon food. For a competition held in a private shopping mall, or a competition against trainee trainers, the rewards are not low. In order to gather popularity, these big shopping malls are also making great efforts. The expenditure for today's game is estimated to be in the hundreds of thousands of Alliance coins. The registration limit is that trainees can register, and the competition time is 1 p.m. Chen Yifun looked at the time, it was already 12:30, and the competition registration seemed to be almost closed. Now that it's all here, it's natural not to miss it. Although I promised Bunelby to let it rest today, but this is Ultra Ball, it can change Bunelby's living environment. If you think about it, this guy won't refuse. Bunelby? Through the crowd, Chen Yifun entered the mall. The mall has 3 floors in total, and the competition venue is set on the first floor. Since it is only a trainee competition, the mall organizers did not plan to arrange any protective measures such as protective shields. The stage of the competition venue has been enlarged a bit. It is also convenient for spectators to watch the game. The registration office was set up on the 2nd floor. Chen Yifun took the elevator and came to the 2nd floor. The registration office was very simple and seemed to be specially set up for this competition. There was only one staff member sitting on a chair and calling Yan. The registration for this meeting was about to end, and seeing the staff was about to hand out the number plate for the registration deadline, Chen Yifan trotted for a while. "Hello, I want to sign up." The staff took a look at Chen Yifan, smiled and didn't say much, let Chen Yifan reveal his identity as a trainee trainer, then handed Chen Yifan a number plate, and put the registration deadline plaque on the table superior. The number on Chen Yifan's number plate is 165, which also means that there should be 165 participants in this small competition. After all, he was the last one to come. This competition is probably an impromptu decision made by the store. Don't look at the generous rewards of the competition, but not everyone dares to go up and show their hand. The usual battle is fine. With so many people watching the competition, there are not a few people who show timidity. Chapter 35. Half an hour before the game, Chen Yifan took the opportunity to walk around the third floor of Yuanfeng department store. I have to say that this department store has a lot of things, especially Pokémon-related things. The first floor is a large supermarket. In addition to the basic Pokémon food of various levels, there are also various brands of snacks for Pokémon, small toys of the cat funny stick type, Pokémon dolls, and so on. Chen Yifan was a little surprised to find that there was even Moo Moo milk on sale. If the milk is divided into several grades, the Moo Moo milk produced by Miltank is undoubtedly the top one, and only the milk produced by Miltank can be called Moo Moo milk. Whether it is a human or a Pokémon, drinking Moo Moo milk for a long time will be beneficial to the body. This has also led to the fact that Moo Moo milk is often in short supply, and the price is not so affordable. The price of 250 ml Moo Moo milk is usually around 100 alliance coins, and a small bottle is enough for a day or two of food for common people. Moo Moo milk from the top range is more expensive, and normal will only be supplied to trainers above the advanced trainer level, and common people will not be able to buy it. Chen Yifan once tasted Moo Moo milk, which Zhang Miao secretly gave him when he was in school. At that time, he thought it was common milk and drank it. Only after drinking did he realize that it was Moo Moo milk. Afterwards, he didn't let Zhang Miao bring him any more. At this moment, he could still remember Xianizhi's pouty little mouth when he refused to let Zhang Miao bring him Moo Moo milk. Anyone who has ever drank Moo Moo milk will feel that way. After drinking it, they feel that other milks are just like normal, not of the same level at all. However, the price is too expensive. At best, you can only buy a few bottles occasionally to satisfy your hunger. It is impossible to drink for a long time. Chen Yifan has never drank it since then. 100 alliance coins, for him at that time, was a few days' living expenses. A small bottle of Moo Moo milk sold in this supermarket costs 100 alliance coins, and there are quite a lot of people rushing to buy it. Chen Yifan went up to ask and found out that the purchase was restricted. One person can only buy 2 boxes at most, with 12 vials per box. 2 boxes cost 2,400 alliance coins, which is very expensive, but they were still snapped up. This is also normal. There is no Moo Moo milk in normal supermarkets. This supermarket has some relationship, just like Mutai. If you dare to release it and sell it at the normal price, you will be snapped up. The supermarket supports door-to-door delivery, and it would be inconvenient for Chen Yifan to take the boxes to the competition. After filling in the address and paying, Chen Yifan bought 2 boxes. These 2 boxes are reserved for his mother, and he is not going to drink. He is in good health now, and Bunelby does not need this luxury for the time being. When he has money in the future, let alone drink Moo Moo milk, even if he washes Moo Moo there is nothing wrong with the milk bath. But now, take it easy. Mother's health is not very good, let her supplement the constitution. After leaving the supermarket, the second floor of the department store is where clothes, shoes, and luxury goods are sold. That girl Zhang Miao must like it, but Chen Yifan doesn't need it that much. For him, clothes and shoes are enough to wear. As for the third floor of the department store, it sells expensive things about Pokémon, such as skill learning machines, tree fruits, and energy cubes. However, the skill learning machines are all common skills. Chen Yifan looked around and found none that caught his eye. The most valuable one was a flying skill with a skill rating of 60, Air Cutter. Air Cutter, commonly known as Wind Blade, is the signature skill of flying Pokémon. It is powerful, but it is impossible to learn it even for Bunelby. This is not a learning machine rewarded by the system, and he can't afford it. The price is 25W Alliance coins. Can scare a person to death. There is also a mid-level breeder upstairs, who specializes in customizing food or recuperating for customers' Pokémon. I just don't know whether it is Chen Feiyu or Chen Feiyu who is more powerful than Chen Feiyu. In addition to these, the third floor is actually selling evolutionary stones. Evolution stones refer to magical stones that assist some specific Pokémon to evolve. Not all Pokémon can use them. Specific Pokémon can use evolution stones to evolve after they reach a good level of strength at the intermediate trainer level. For example, if an EV wants to evolve into a water Pokémon, the water stone is essential. The evolution stone does not guarantee the 100% evolution of Pokémon. There are 4 levels: defective, good, excellent and superb. The success rate of the evolution of inferior products is about 10%, the success rate of inferior products is 30%, and the success rate of superior products is 70%. There is also a 100% success rate of evolution only for the top grade. Anyway, so far, no Pokémon has failed to evolve after using the top grade evolution stone. If the evolution fails, Pokémon will not be able to use the evolution stone for a period of time. The lower the level of the evolution stone, the longer the time will be. If the evolution of the defective evolution stone fails, there will be a cooling period of up to half a year. This is a huge blow to most of the young trainers whose strengths are in the period of rapid growth. Therefore, some trainers will grit their teeth and buy an evolutionary stone that is at least good quality after they have a Pokémon that needs an evolutionary stone to evolve, and they dare not bet on the 10% success rate of Solation. The failure of a good product is a 1-month cooling off period, and 1 month is still affordable. Evolution stones are priced according to demand. For example, the evolution stones that can be used by the very famous Pokémon such as Eevee, Water Stone, Fire Stone, Thunder Stone, Ice Stone, Leaf Stone, etc., are more expensive than some unpopular evolutionary stones are more expensive. This shopping mall does not have the best evolutionary stones. Chen Yifan even went to check it out. The highest ones are only excellent ones, and there is only one. It is a relatively unpopular sunstone. What can be used are Sunkern, Katoni, Pokémon such as Petalil, Gloom, and Helioptile. The price is 20W Alliance coins. No wonder most people would gamble for the chance of a defective evolutionary stone, it's too expensive and can't afford to hurt it. In most cases, the top-notch evolutionary stones will only appear in some auctions. Even the top shopping malls are not easy to see. The unpopular ones of inferior evolutionary stones range from a few thousand Alliance coins, and the most popular ones are only more than 10,000 Alliance coins. There is still some hope in the fight. Give it a go. A bicycle becomes a motorcycle, as long as it evolves, it will be completely different. As the time approached 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Chen Yifan also went down to the first floor, and the audience enthusiastically gathered around the competition stage. Although it was only a trainee competition, there were many people watching the lively competition. And the rewards in this shopping mall are not low. The first place is Ultra Ball. Hello, hey, can you hear me? At this moment, the horn of the shopping mall began to sound. After a dry cough, a fat figure stepped onto the stage. Chapter 36, Socially Fearful Youth, Niu Junhao. Welcome everyone to the Yunfeng Cup Rookie Competition sponsored and held exclusively by our Yunfeng Department Store. I am the supervisor of Yunfeng Department Store, Zhu Zhengke. Today, I will host this competition for everyone. The fat man smiled and said, his eyes were almost squeezed by the fat. There are a total of 165 contestants in this competition, and they are also members of the new generation of our trainer class. Let us cheer them up, all contestants. Come on! Pa 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 pa. Under the leadership of Zhu Zhengke, the audience burst into warm applause. Okay, so without further ado, let's invite the first group of contestants to come on stage. The competition adopts a random lottery method, and everyone is invited to come up if the number plate is called. The competition time is limited, and the waiting time exceeds 20 seconds. It is automatically regarded as giving up the game. Please invite contestant number 9 and number 152 to come on stage. Chen Yifan and other contestants stood on the periphery of the competition field. The competition was anonymous. Unless they got the top 3, they would all go up to the competition after calling the number plate. Although a competition table is a bit urgent, it is precisely because this is a competition between trainee trainers, Pokémon's physical strength is extremely limited, and the battle will not last too long. Basically, a game can be completed in 2 or 3 minutes. Chen Yifan looked at the players around him, but he didn't know any of them, which made him a little bored, and he could only wait for his match to arrive. "You, hello." At this moment, Yudeo's extremely reserved voice rang in his ears. Chen Yifan turned his head and found that it was a little boy with some freckles on his face. With a height of 1.6 meters, he is a full head shorter than Chen Yifan. The little boy was nervous, and when he saw Chen Yifan looking over, his face turned even redder. "Hi, you are also here to participate." Chen Yifan smiled, and at the same time he was a little curious. He was so nervous off the stage, why did he still participate in this kind of competition? Wouldn't he be scared to death when he went on stage? The little boy nodded. Although he hesitated, remembering his family's instructions and his own determination, he still mustered up the courage to talk to Chen Yifan. After a short exchange, Chen Yifan also learned that this little boy's name is Niu Junhao. He is very shy, and his family background should be relatively superior. The reason why he came to this competition and talked to Chen Yifan is a bit funny to say. Niu Junhao is naturally quiet, so he has developed a relatively withdrawn character. He has few friends. Although his family background is superior, his parents are also afraid that his son will lose the ability to communicate with the outside world. It is not pleasant. In layman's terms, it is social phobia. There was no way. Niu Junhao also wanted to try to change his personality, so he mustered up the courage to participate in this competition. As for why Chen Yifan came to talk to him, it was purely because Chen Yifan was too prominent among this group of people. After all, being handsome is also a kind of capital, at least it can make most people see it. Chen Yifan is not a shy character. When Niu Junhao said that he wanted to talk to him more to improve his eloquence, he couldn't help being funny, but he didn't refuse him. Niu Junhao was 2 months younger than Chen Yifan, and when he knew that Chen Yifan was older than him, Niu Junhao also called his brother. At the same time, he asked cautiously, "Brother Yifan, have you ever been on the competition stage? Do you feel nervous?" Chen Yifan smiled, "Although I haven't been on the stage before, I won't feel nervous." Then he continued, "It's normal for trainer games to have spectators. If there are no spectators, how can you show your strength? Just focus on your rival. For those spectators in the audience, you should be they are radish and cabbage. The competition is not as scary as you think, and you will know when it comes to stage." Radish, cabbage. Niu Junhao murmured and nodded, and Chen Yifan's gentle words relieved his tension a lot. "Brother Yifan, thank you so much." Niu Junhao thanked him. He tried to talk to other people just now, but they ignored him, which made him more nervous. Fortunately, Chen Yifan was there. "It's okay, we might still be rival in a while, so don't let the water go." Chen Yifan patted Niu Junhao on the shoulder. Chen Yifan also had a good impression of this shy and cute little boy. At least he's not annoying, and he speaks nicely, yelling at each other. If not for his shy personality, maybe he can attract some little girls to like him. Niu Junhao nodded seriously, "I will work hard, brother Yifan." The two looked at each other and smiled, and the competition on the stage ended quickly. They were all trainees, and the fighting time would not be too long, or it would be a one-shot kill. It is not surprising, who can attack first, maybe he can take away others with one move. There was no rival that made Chen Yifan stand out in the competition. It is estimated that they were trainee trainers who happened to come near the shopping mall, and there were not many strong ones. Next, please invite contestants number 57 and number 86 to the stage. Zhu Zhengkei's words made Niu Junhao nervous again, because his number plate was number 86. Patting Niu Junhao, Chen Yifan smiled and pushed him up step by step. "Go, don't be nervous, remember my words, just keep an eye on your rival, just treat the audience as carrots and cabbage. Come on." Niu Junhao wanted to run away, but Chen Yifan forcibly pushed him onto the competition stage. He stared blankly at rival on the stage, and the audience in the audience went blank for a while, standing on the stage awkwardly, not knowing what to do. Zhu Zhengkei had a smile on his fat face, hiding the contempt deep in his eyes. "Well, number 86, player number 86? Please release the Pokémon. This kid is so timid, he is still here to participate in any competition, so get out as soon as possible." Niu Junhao's move also made his rival easier, and he was able to advance to the next round without a fight. "Number 86, are you there?" Zhu Zhengkei continued, preparing to leave at the same time. If the kid doesn't release the Pokémon again, he will invite the kid down. "Junhao! What are you doing? Keep an eye on your rival. Leave the others alone." Chen Yifan's loud shout attracted the attention of countless people, and also brought Niu Junhao, who was in a daze on the stage, back to his senses. He turned his head and glanced at Chen Yifan in the audience, and then looked at rival who looked at him with contempt. Niu Junhao clenched his fists, and the tension in his eyes gradually dissipated. Dad said that you should take every game as seriously as your last. This is the first official game I participated in. He can't be weak anymore. Chapter 37. With strong determination, Niu Junhao took out an ultra ball from his pocket, which seemed to sparkle in everyone's eyes. That's the light of money. His rival was also taken aback, looking at the ultra ball in Niu Junhao's hand. You kid is so rich, why do you still come to this kind of competition? Go to the little Ho-Oh Cup. Niu Junhao's eyes became firm. Although he still didn't dare to look at the audience, but at this moment, as long as he listened to Brother Yifan and kept an eye on his rival, the tension would fade away. Press the poke ball, a dazzling red light flashes, and a black kitten appears on the field, with red stripes on its limbs, and red stripes and whiskers on its face, which looks very imposing. The audience was silent, and then heard a very lively booing, and Zhu Zhengke, who was acting as the host, also exclaimed, "Oh! It's really unexpected that our number 86 contestant actually has a Litten. Next it's a good game." Chen Yifan in the audience also smiled, unexpectedly this kid's Pokémon is actually Litten. After all, that is the Yuzan family, which is very rare. Pokémon, Litten attribute, Fire ability, Fierce Fire Species Strength, 320 Qualification, Excellent Strength, Common Level Skills, Ember, Growl, Catch, Fire Fang Note, Litten, Fire Cat Pokémon, does not show emotion easily, likes to be alone with himself, it must take some time to gain its trust, if it is entangled endlessly, it will not open its heart again. Even if you get close, too much intimate contact is taboo. Litten's personality and Niu Junhao's personality are both relatively withdrawn. Litten doesn't like to be clingy, and Niu Junhao doesn't like to be clingy either. But because of this, their relationship got along very well. The appearance of Litten made his rival 57 nervous instantly. His Pokémon is a Hoppip of Grass type and Flying type obtained for free in the Pokémon Center, and he does not have an advantage in attribute. Rival is only Litten again, so how can he not be nervous? But seeing Niu Junhao releasing the Pokémon, Litten didn't attack, thinking he had found the key to winning, this kid must be nervous again. This fool! If this is the case, don't blame me. Hoppip! Go up, use tackle! Number 57 shouted loudly, as if to eliminate all the fear he had just with shouting. In the early days of a novice Pokémon, tackle is one of the few attack skills. Hoppip flew towards Litten, but Litten still didn't move. When he was about to approach Litten, Litten's eyes lit up, and a cold light flickered on his paws. Litten, catch and attack! Meow! A sharp claw attack made the rushing Hoppip unable to react at all. Like a broken sack, Litten beat him on the ground and rolled several times before falling down. Instantly lost the ability to fight. There was a burst of exclamation from the audience, and Zhu Zhengke also exclaimed in surprise, "Oh my god! Litten defeated Hoppip with one move. This is too strong. Congratulations to contestant number 86, advancing to the next round." At the same time, he was secretly annoyed in his heart, what the hell, unexpectedly there was a change, this kid's Litten is a bit powerful. The reason why this competition will be held is also promoted by Zhu Zhengke as the supervisor. His nephew is also in it, and his strength is not bad. It should not be a problem to win the first place in this kind of competition. Originally, he wanted to get an Ultra Ball benefit for his nephew, but he didn't know that there was a kid using Litten. But he didn't dare to make small moves. After all, this competition is won by strength, and the superiors may still be watching. Niu Junhao heaved a sigh of relief. It seemed that rival's strength was far from what he had imagined. He bowed slightly to his stunned rival, but he still didn't dare to look at the audience and ran down in a hurry. "Not bad, you are very strong, Junhao." Chen Yifan patted Niu Junhao with a smile. Although Litten didn't make a lot of shots, his strength should not be underestimated in the grabbing attack just now. It seems that this kid has a lot of background. But Chen Yifan doesn't care about this, no matter how strong his background is, it has nothing to do with him. A true friend should be heart to heart. Hey! Thanks to brother Yifan, otherwise I would be stupid. Niu Junhao smiled embarrassedly. He was really grateful to Chen Yifan for reminding himself in such a nervous situation. In the next game, it was finally Chen Yifan's turn, but his rival was just a beginner, and he didn't even understand the skills used by Pokémon. He was slapped away by Bunelby and won easily. Before I knew it, time passed by and it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There were less than 10 people left in the competition field, a total of 8 people entered the final stage, and there were many abstentions in the middle. Chen Yifan and Niu Junhao are also among them. Chen Yifan finds it boring. If he didn't want to get the reward for the first place, he would have stopped playing. Fighting with these people is really meaningless. They are all slapped by Bunelby thing. But he really wanted to fight Niu Junhao, just to test Liden's strength. Okay, our intense and exciting competition is finally coming to an end. The next 8 players are all the elites we left behind. Let's look forward to their battle and what a wonderful result it will be. Zhu Zhengke wiped the sweat from his forehead. The place where he was standing did not have an air conditioner, so it was really hot. Next time he would never want to hold such a boring game. These trainee boys are really few capable, they are just like playing a house, making it uncomfortable for him to host, and it is also uncomfortable for the audience to watch. More than half of the audience has run away, and the leader will definitely criticize him when he goes back. If it wasn't for his nephew, what would he be? The glamorous boy is pretty handsome, and Bunelby seems to be pretty good too. But if it wasn't for this kid's reminder, that silly kid would have been eliminated in the first round, which is really abominable. With a light cough, Zhu Zhengke still used some means to prevent his nephew from meeting those 2 people in the first round of the finals. It's not easy to operate, so I have to keep my nephew's number plate away from these 2 people. In the first round of the finals, Niu Junhao and Chen Yifan played easily in the 8-4 match. With the increase in the number of battles, Niu Junhao's nervousness disappeared a lot every time he took the stage. At least he looked at the audience now. Be confused again. In the second round of the finals, 4 advanced to the second, and the eliminated 2 decided the third place. With so many eyes watching, Zhu Zhengke did not dare to engage in secret operations this time. He could only pray that his nephew would not encounter him. To the kid with the Litten. Chapter 38. After drawing lots again, Zhu Zhengke was pleasantly surprised to find that his nephew actually met the kid who used Bunelby. In his opinion, Bunelby's strength must be far less than Litten's. By the way, I can let my nephew teach this kid a lesson, let him know what it means to have someone beyond others, and a sky beyond the sky, and dare to make any noise in the future. Okay, our top 4 have been decided. For the first round, we invite players number 3 and number 165 to come on stage. The number 3 player is his nephew Zhu Tianrui. The Pokémon he uses is a Pokémon Nidoran with a second stage of evolution, which is a powerful Nidoking. Of course, it may not be able to evolve to a perfect body. As if he had already received Uncle's hint, Zhu Tianrui looked at Chen Yifan angrily, blaming this kid for spoiling his good deeds and not letting the fool who used Litten be eliminated. Boy, you are dead. Looking at Zhu Tianrui of rage, Chen Yifan was a little puzzled, probably he didn't provoke this guy himself. But that's right, there are always some people who are mentally ill, why bother with him so much? Just knock him down and you're done. Come on, Nidoran. Poison barb attack. Under Zhu Tianrui's command, Nidoran arched his body and shot several poison barbs with purple light towards Bunelby. Due to insufficient energy, the poison barbs' attacks were not as dense as those powerful Pokémon. Nidoran only had a few. It does not appear to be toxic enough. But for Common's apprentice-level Pokémon, it's deadly enough. Chen Yifan didn't even bother to speak, Bunelby shook his ears to easily avoid the incoming poison barb, and at the same time a white light appeared under his feet, quick attack rushed in front of Nidoran, and hit hard. Hercules' ability plus Bunelby's current common level strength, for this Nidoran, whose strength is only at the apprentice level, it is like colliding with a big truck. Under the disbelieving gazes of Zhu Tianrui and Zhu Zhengke, Nidoran's body drew an arc in the air, rushed out of the competition stage, and smashed towards the audience. Because there was no protective cover, the auditorium started to jump around. Fortunately, Nidoran only hit the open space, not anyone, and lost the ability to fight. Zhu Tianrui opened his mouth wide, and Zhu Jun gave his nephew a hard look. He didn't expect to be so disappointing. At the same time, he looked at Chen Yifan and choked. He also didn't expect that this kid's Bunelby would be so strong, and he could beat everyone with one blow. Round. That, no one got hurt in that, right? Zhu Jun was relieved after getting the feedback. Oh, Our number 165 contestant is really good, it seems that we have watched some of the finals this time. Damn it, he can't do anything if his nephew fails, so let these two kids bite the dog, what a pity for the Ultra Ball reward he fought for. Originally, the reward for the first place was at most the value of 2 great balls, but he still resisted all opinions and applied for the reward of the Ultra Ball. Nor would he know that it was his nephew. Although they were startled by Nidoran flying over, the audience still responded with warm applause. A few girls waited for Chen Yifan to step down, and ran outside the stage to cheer him up with blushing faces. Chen Yifan also smiled back, this feeling of having fans is quite good, although these people may only be temporary fans, and they will forget about him after a while. No wonder so many people want to be famous. After becoming famous, fame, money, honor, everything comes. Then Niu Junhao also played on stage. After another easy victory, it was finally their turn for the final. First, the 2 eliminated will fight to decide the 3rd place. Brother Yifan. Do I really want to fight you? Niu Junhao wanted to give up, he didn't want to fight this big brother who he liked even though he had only known him for a few hours. He has very few friends, what should he do if Chen Yifan ignores him after the fight? He doesn't want to lose this new friend. Looking at the uneasy Niu Junhao, Chen Yifan's smile disappeared, and he held his shoulder and said seriously, "Are we friends? Although we haven't known each other for a long time, I recognize you as a little brother. Friends also need competition. You also need to fight. If you admit that I am your friend, then fight me seriously." Niu Junhao blushed, and then he stopped talking, but his eyes gradually became firmer. Brother Yifan's conduct in the world is indeed worth learning from him. But this game is destined to be his victory. Because his strength is not that of a trainee trainer. The 3rd place was finally decided at this time. This mall also prepared Pokémon recovery equipment for the competition. Although Nidoran was seriously injured, he recovered under the influence of the equipment and helped Zhu Tianrui win the 1st place. 3 grades. It can be regarded as a moderate comfort to Zhu Zhengke. Okay, then the most exciting part of our entire game is coming. Next, we invite contestants number 86 and number 165 to take the stage. The final. Will it be Litten, or Bunelby, who will win in the end? Let's wait and see. Abandoning his own selfishness, Zhu Zhengke gave full play to his eloquence and lifted the atmosphere of the audience. The final also attracted audiences from the entire shopping mall. After sweeping away the downturn in the atmosphere of the competition just now, the crowded situation reappeared and it became lively. Niu Junhao followed Chen Yifan on the stage with a tense little face. Looking at the crowd of more and more crowded audiences, Niu Junhao was so nervous that his palms were sweating, as if he was about to repeat the predicament of the first scene. "Junhao!" Chen Yifan's shout made Niu Junhao look at him. Chen Yifan squeezed his fists and said with a smile, "Your rival is me. If you want to look at me, it's useless if you stare at them. You can't beat me like this. If you want to beat me, just shout it out." "Brother Yifan." Niu Junhao let out a breath of foul air. "I will work hard, I will defeat Brother Yifan." Niu Junhao yelled with his eyes closed. "Good. Come on, handsome boy. Come on. Litten. Very backbone." His yelling also attracted the attention of the audience, and as the atmosphere improved, they all cheered for him. Niu Junhao glanced at the lively auditorium, his heart beat faster, and he didn't dare to look any more. Chen Yifan nodded with a smile, holding Bunelby's pokeball tightly in his palm, his eyes became serious. "If you want to defeat me, then come." Under 2 red lights, Bunelby and Litten are on the stage at the same time. The battle is about to start. Chapter 39. Meow. Dig. Litten tensed, as if aware of rival's intimidation, his eyes fixed on Bunelby. Bunelby pu flapped his 2 big ears, although it was a shameful thing to fight for his dishonest master, but there was no way, who made him like to fight for Chen Yifan. Niu Junhao was no longer nervous, and suddenly said in his head, "Litten, use Ember." Meow. A red light flashed on Litten's back, energy was condensed in his mouth, he opened his small mouth, and formed Ember attacks shot out one after another, heading straight for Bunelby. The corner of Chen Yifan's mouth raised, avoid. Quick attack. Compared with Fennekin's Ember at that time, Litten's Ember attack is not only energy intensive, but also much faster. Bunelby's feet lit up with white light, and he dodged the attacking Ember with a zigzag angle on the field, which aroused applause from the audience. Niu Junhao's face tightened, again. Meow. He had observed the battle of Bun Elby just now, and he knew that Chen Yifan's Bun Elby was not easy to mess with, and his melee ability was very strong. Litten spit up ember again, but Chen Yifan has no intention of evading. Fake out. Dig. Niu Junhao was startled, and then he saw Bunelbai's body suddenly come to the side of Litten in a flash, raised his palm and slapped Litten on the head, who was still spraying ember. Snapped. With a soft crack, Litten's attack stopped, and he was thrown backward by Bunelbai's force. Bunelbai's eyes flickered coldly, his ears pricked up, flashing white light, and he wanted to take advantage of the victory and use the tackle skill to win the game. Having played so many matches with those junior trainers, its combat experience is not weak. But Litten is not a rival that can be manipulated. At the moment when he is about to fall, his little tail is tightly wrapped around Bunelbai's calf, tying his body and Bun Elby together so that he will not fall to the ground. Although his head was a little dizzy from Bun Elby, Litten managed to hold on. With the crowd watching, Litten wrapped himself around Bun Elby and played rogue-like. Bun Elby grabbed its head with one hand and wanted to throw it out, but Litten's strength was not small, although not as strong as Bun Elby. A stalemate was formed for a while. Although Niu Junhao was a little dazed when he saw this scene, he quickly reacted. Great opportunity. Litten. Fire Fang. Meow. Litten clenched his teeth, using all his limbs to force his body towards Bun Elby. At the same time, flames began to surround Litten's mouth, and Litten's entire mouth was filled with flames. Fire Fang attack with a power rating of up to 65. Watching the match on the field, even Zhu Zhengke couldn't help but feel admiration for the strength of these two people. It's really rare for a trainee trainer to have such strength. Take it. Niu Junhao's eyes were excited. He was finally going to defeat Brother Yifan. He believed that there were not many people at this level who could withstand the attack of Litten Fire Fang. Seeing that Litten's bloody mouth was about to approach Bunelbai's head, a strong burning sensation rushed over his face. The timid audience off the court did not dare to watch any more, for fear of seeing Bunelbai's injury. But at this moment, Bunelbai's head suddenly flashed silver, and Litten's teeth hurt as if he had bitten into a steel plate. Bun Elby also had a pain in the head. The iron head skill was not very effective in defending against the fire system. Then, enduring the pain, he slammed his head into Litten. Boom! With a dull sound, Litten flew out with his limbs wide open, and fell heavily to the ground. Meow! Litten bared his loose teeth and wanted to stand up again, but the pain from his head and body made him fall down several times in a row. After several times of tossing, Litten finally couldn't hold on and fell limp on the ground. Litten lost his ability to fight without even having a chance to trigger the fiery ability. Oh my god! It's so exciting, Bun Elby turned the tables and won the final victory of the game. Let's congratulate contestant No 165 for winning our first place in this competition. Please don't be too sorry for our contestant number 86, you are also very excellent. Let us applaud these two players who have dedicated wonderful games. There was even warmer applause than before. This was the most exciting matchup in this competition. The battles of Litten and Bun Elby are worthy of everyone's encouragement, so that the young trainers will go further and further. Looking at Litten lying on the ground, Niu Junhao still stayed where he was, with disbelief in his eyes. He, actually lost. Although Dad once said that he would experience this day sooner or later, he just didn't expect it to come so soon. Are you okay? Chen Yifan walked over with Bun Elby. There were still a few tooth marks left by Litten on Bunelbai's head, and he was rubbing his head with a very funny expression. Niu Junhao shook his head, looked up at the smiling Chen Yifan, and said from the bottom of his heart, Brother Yifan, you are so strong. Hey! Chen Yifan was stunned for a moment, then smiled and rubbed Niu Junhao's hair. You boy, where are you talking so much nonsense, you are also very strong. Niu Junhao grinned, and at the same time he was muttering to himself. His father said that with his own strength, he would not be too bad in the Little Ho-Oh Cup, but he never thought that he would lose to Brother Yifan this time. Is it because my strength is too weak, or Brother Yifan's strength is too strong? Brother Yifan must be too strong. Thinking of this, Niu Junhao, under the leadership of Chen Yifan, and Zhu Zhengke's nephew, began to collect prizes on the stage. After sending Zhu Tianrui's Great Ball and Niu Junhao's Great Ball, Zhu Zhengke looked at Chen Yifan in front of him, and for some reason, the bad feeling in his heart dissipated a lot. I couldn't help but took the microphone and handed it to him. Come on, number one, what's your name? say hello to everyone. The audience outside the arena hadn't dispersed yet. Chen Yifan took the microphone from Zhu Zhengke, looked around, with a smile on his face. Hi everyone, my name is Chen Yifan. It's a great honor to get the first place. Is also hard for everyone to watch for so long. I hope everyone can remember my name, and you will definitely hear this name many times in the future. My name is Chen Yifan. Chen Yifan's bold speech also attracted the attention of the audience, and a bold little girl even shouted, Chen Yifan, I will remember you. Chen Yifan, come on. Niu Junhao on the side also looked enviously at Chen Yifan, who was waving his hands, wondering when he would have the courage to say this to brother. Yifan. Chapter 40. Zhu Zhengke smiled and handed the Ultra Ball to Chen Yifan as the award for the first place. He had to admire this kid's boldness. Thank you. Chen Yifan thanked him and took it. At this time, the system in his mind issued a notification tone. Ding! Congratulations to the host for winning the first place in the competition. According to the system evaluation, this competition is the lowest level. The reward, a bronze level scratch card. Please make persistent efforts to win more championships. Come on, 3, make a pose. The beautiful store worker gestured with a camera in his hand. Under the far-fetched smile of the third Zhu Tianrui, he left the most unforgettable photo in his life. This group photo was also used by him to brag about for a lifetime. After the game, both the audience and the players left the scene, leaving only the staff to clean up the mess. Chen Yifan was also preparing to go home. Unexpectedly, he happened to pass by and picked up an Ultra Ball and a bronze scratch card. It was so beautiful. Brother Yifan, can you give me your WeChat account? Out of the shopping mall together, Niu Junhao said nervously, WeChat is a tool for online chatting. It has the same function as Penguin's WeChat, but unfortunately, there is no penguin in this world. Of course, come on, I'll add you. Under Niu Junhao's happy little expression, he and Chen Yifan became friends with each other. Brother Yifan, you are so strong, you will definitely go to the Little Ho-Oh Cup. Okay, then let's meet in the Little Ho-Oh Cup. When the time comes, I will fight you again. Facing Niu Junhao's gauntlet, Chen Yifan of course readily agreed. After the two said goodbye, Niu Junhao ran home with small steps. He lived not very far from this shopping mall, and it took only a few minutes to trot. Following his steps, Niu Junhao crossed the main road and walked into a solemn backyard. Here, it is the most iconic building complex in Sichuan province. At the same time, this is also the place where the fire element gym trainer, who is known as the strongest in Sichuan province, lives. Fire element, explosive flame gym. Niu Junhao walked through the backyard carefully. He didn't like to enter through the front door of the gymnasium. He was able to stay here because of his father, and he didn't get it by himself. He didn't like that feeling. Walking out of the backyard, you will arrive at the family building of the gymnasium, where the staff working in the gymnasium and disciples of the gymnasium can live, and you can also bring your relatives to live. But Niu Junhao doesn't live here. His house is next to the family building. It's a 3-story single-family building, and the entire 3rd floor belongs to his family. No one dared to say anything, everything was brought by his father. As soon as I entered the gate, there was a muscular man in the front yard with an incineroar holding fitness equipment and exercising muscles in the spacious yard. Of course, the incineroar lifted the mega-enhanced version. Seeing Niu Junhao's return, the muscular man showed a smile on his face. Son is back? Your mother said that you went to participate in a small competition. How are you today? Did you take the stage? Incineroar also stopped moving, and smiled kindly at Niu Junhao. The man didn't have the serious and cold face in the outside world at all, and the expression on his face was very kind, just like a big uncle next door. His name is Niu Tianli, and he is the gym teacher of the explosive gym. He is responsible for the assessment of the gym and the daily training of the disciples of the gym. He is the chief manager of the fire gym. He is also the big disciple of Yang Ting, the fire gym trainer. At the same time, he is also a prestigious master trainer. Name, Angry Flame. Although he is a well-respected master trainer, Niu Tianli took good care of the disciples in the gymnasium, but failed to take care of his own son. Niu Junhao developed a withdrawn personality from an early age, which made him very guilty. He only had this one son. He must have cared about Niu Junhao a lot. This time his son was able to go out to play a small game. How could he not be happy? It shows that his son has changed. I got it, the second place, Dad, look, it's a great ball. Niu Junhao nodded with a grin. For his family members, he didn't feel as shy as outsiders. He took out the prize he got from his pocket and waved it in front of his father's eyes. Second place. Niu Tianli frowned. If I remember correctly, the competition my son participated in was for the trainee trainer. How could he not know that the son he raised by himself, with his strength, not many junior trainers can win? How could he come second in such a small competition? Well, that's right, Dad, let me tell you, I met brother Yifan, he is so wonderful. In front of his father, Niu Junhao seemed to have changed into a different person, becoming a chatterbox, talking blandly about Chen Yifan, while listening to Niu Tianli was also funny, and did not interrupt his son. Hey, from this point of view, this Chen Yifan is quite powerful. Of course, brother Yifan is very strong. Niu Junhao seemed to have turned into a lost El brother, with stars shining in his eyes. After being defeated by Chen Yifan, he not only did not discourage him, but also lifted his spirits even more. For Niu Junhao to make friends, Niu Tianli is of course very happy. He doesn't really care about his sons winning or losing. The days to come are still long, and under his training, Niu Junhao's path is destined to be different from most people's. Elite trainer, just the basics. Master trainer is his future. On the other hand, when Chen Yifan came home, as soon as he opened the door, Chen Yifan saw the moo milk bought in the supermarket put on the dining table by his mother. Liang Wenjing, who heard the commotion, also came out of the bedroom. Today she was on vacation for a day and happened to be staying at home. She didn't want to go anywhere after being tired for a few days. Fan, the milk you bought is on the table, did you see that? I see, Mom, why don't you drink it? Chen Yifan asked. That's what you young people drink. I'm an old woman now. Why drink this stuff? Liang Wenjing smiled. She recognized moo milk, and she was taken aback when it was delivered by courier. Naturally, she also knew how expensive this product was. Although her son was a bit extravagant, thinking about his son and his Pokémon growing up in the long run, she needs to drink this kind of thing to supplement nutrition, and she is relieved. Chen Yifan frowned when he heard this, walked to the table and opened a box of moo milk casually, took out a bottle and handed it to Liang Wenjing. This thing was originally bought for you. Drink it quickly. This stuff has a short shelf life. If you don't drink it, it will be wasted when it expires. I don't drink it anyway. Chen Yifan threatened. Liang Wenjing smiled helplessly, looked at her son with slightly moist eyes, and sighed softly, okay, Mommy, my fan has grown up. Seeing his mother drink it, Chen Yifan felt relieved and asked with a smile, is it good? Liang Wenjing nodded, and at the same time did not forget to pass a bottle to her son, using the same threatening method, you drink too, you threatened Mom just now, this time it's your turn. Chen Yifan smiled, took a sip from the bottle, then frowned. Liang Wenjing worried, what's wrong, is there any problem? Ah, no, it's delicious. Chen Yifan laughed quickly. Looking at the exquisitely packaged bottle of moo milk in my hand, the taste is quite good, much better than common's milk. But it was not at all the same as the taste in his memory. The taste in memory is much better. Thinking of the torn bottle of moo milk that Zhang Miao handed him, it must be different from what they drank. If I guess correctly, it is definitely the top moo milk. Chen Yifan gritted his teeth, that girl. Lied to him again. Ask for flowers, evaluation votes, some book friends vote. Chapter 41. August 14th, Saturday, overcast. The weather is neither hot nor cold, which is a good day for going out for fun. It is also a day that condenses the hard work of countless high school graduates this year. On this day, the Wushu examination in Sichuan Province, Little Ho Cup officially starts. Chinchinch community, in the famous Rongcheng City Village community. Okay, don't move. Liang Wenjing helped her son tidy up her clothes, and said, today is the first day, so please work hard. Well, my son is still very handsome. Taking a step back, Liang Wenjing smiled in satisfaction as she looked at her son who had been dressed up more handsomely by her. Chen Yifan looked at himself in the mirror, with neat short hair, and a handsome face with distinct features under the bridge of his nose, and matched it with the 1800 sky blue short-sleeved shirt that Zhang Miao bought for him a few days ago and 1000 pairs of trousers, adding a bit of handsomeness. Hey, Meow has a good eye for choosing clothes, she has a good eye. Liang Wenjing did not forget to praise her prospective daughter-in-law. Mom, you haven't told me how you and Meow Meow met. I won't tell you, okay, go, it's getting late, you can start, don't be late. Liang Wenjing gently pushed Chen Yifan out of the room, and Chen Yifan was locked outside before he finished speaking, and could only smile helplessly. Guys, there's still a secret to this. I checked the time on the Pokémon Pokédex, it was already 8 o'clock, and the Little Ho-Oh Cup officially started at 10 o'clock. He took the bus to Rongcheng Pokémon Center again. Fortunately, he took the bus at Earl Dervish Station, and there was still a spare seat, otherwise he would be crowded to death today. Chen Yifan leaned on the seat, his mind wandering. There is no opening ceremony for the qualifiers. Due to the large number of games, the schedule of each player is actually not intensive. It is enough to play about 4 games a day, and 20 games in 5 days. 1 point is awarded for a win in the qualifiers, and no points for a loss. As long as you win more than 15 games, you are basically guaranteed to enter the knockout round. There are no more than 1,000 players who can win a full victory in the annual qualifiers. The qualifiers are divided into 10 groups, starting with English letters A, B, and C. Chen Yifan is assigned to the 4th group D, and Zhang Miao Miao is in the 7th group G. By chance. This also followed Chen Yifan's wish. After all, no one would want to fight with his girlfriend in an official game. It would be embarrassing to lose, and shame to win. The stop is coming soon, Rongcheng Pokémon Central Station. Passengers who want to get off the bus, please prepare in time. Today is the annual martial arts test, the day when the Little Ho-Oh Cup starts. Here, Rongcheng Public Transportation Company wishes to participate in the Little Ho-Oh. The contestants in the O-Cup can achieve satisfactory results. Get into the ideal university. The familiar electronic synthesis sound sounded again, waking up Chen Yifan, who was taking a nap. Chen Yifan smiled and got off the car with dozens of players who also came to participate in the competition. There are a lot of people in the Rongcheng Pokémon Center today, which is even more lively than when Pokémon was received. After all, the graduates who came to receive Pokémon at that time were actually only graduates from Rongcheng, but this time, they were graduates from the entire Sichuan province. There are too many people, and even the nearby hotels are already full, and those who are not qualified have to go to the Pokémon Center to play on the floor. This is no joke, every year at least a few thousand people bring their camping equipment to play on the ground in the open space of the Pokémon Center, which is very common in Ryukyu. After getting off the bus, Chen Yifan looked back and saw that there were a lot of cars coming and going in one lane, and even the bus was specially prepared dozens of times. It's going to be full of cars. Families with conditions will naturally drive their children to the competition, so how can they let people take the bus? Although it is not difficult to obtain a driver's license, Chen Yifan's current assets are not enough to buy another car. The cheapest one is fine, but he doesn't want to drive that one either. Chen Yifan shook his head and laughed. What are you thinking about now? The primary goal now is to enter the main match of the Little Ho-Oh Cup first. Touching Bunnelby's Pokeball in his arms, Chen Yifan's eyes fixed. Little Ho-Oh Cup, here I come. At this time, Pokémon Pokédex suddenly vibrated, and it was Zhang Miao Miao calling. Chen Yifan answered the phone. Xiao Chen. Where are you? There are so many people, I can't even see you. I'm standing right at the gate of the Pokémon Center, do you see me? The little girl was chattering loudly because of the noise next to her. Chen Yifan looked around the gate, and then saw a familiar figure. Hanging up the phone suddenly, Chen Yifan walked over. Today, Zhang Miao Miao tied up her long hair in a shawl and a single ponytail, which made her look refreshing and neat. Compared with the previous Yuji's dress, she was obviously much cuter this time, but Yu Qiluo's type provoked the people around her to constantly look at her. Look over. At this time, Zhang Miao Miao was feeling unhappy because Chen Yifan hung up the phone suddenly without saying a word, and then saw a big stupid donkey walking over. A smile formed at the corner of Zhang Miao Miao's mouth, and then realized something was wrong, pouted, and turned her head aside. You dare to hang up on my phone, you are getting more and more courageous. Before Zhang Miao Miao could continue talking, she was hugged by Chen Yifan. Zhang Miao Miao was stunned for a moment, and then her face blushed, and she didn't struggle. She looked at Chen Yifan with a blushing face, her big eyes seemed to sparkle light. I miss you. Chen Yifan hugged Zhang Miao Miao tightly. The two met last week. Although they saw it on the video every day, there was no feeling of meeting in person on the video. I I miss you too. Zhang Miao Miao whispered, blushing and almost buried her head in Chen Yifan's arms. Xiao Chen is getting bolder and bolder. After Chen Yifan's hug, Zhang Miao Miao's petty temper had long since disappeared. Holding Chen Yifan's hand tightly, the two entered the Pokémon Center. Hey, didn't the idiot come today? Zhang Miao Miao was a little curious. She hadn't had time to ask Xu Rui yet. She wouldn't involve anyone else when chatting with Chen Yifan, but it's better to ask on this day after all. Xu Rui has a good relationship with Zhang Miao Miao because of Chen Yifan. Xu Rui, oh, so, no one really cares about me. Chen Yifan shook his head. No, Xu Rui is going to take the Breeder Academy, and he won't participate in the Little Ho-Oh Cup. Oh, then wish him the best of luck. Zhang Miao Miao giggled, and then didn't ask any more questions. Chen Yifan also laughed. This girl is really heartless. If you want to wish someone bad, you have to send a message or something. What's the use of telling me? She pinched Zhang Miao Miao's smooth face, which made Zhang Miao Miao coquettish for a while. It's hard to talk about it today, so Dad agreed to her coming alone. If it wasn't for Dad's identity, otherwise, she wouldn't be able to accompany Xiao Chen to participate in the qualifiers. Because of Zhang Wenbin's status as the vice chairman of the Alliance League, even if he accompanied his daughter, he had to avoid suspicion to a certain extent. He had no choice but to let her come alone first, even if he loved his daughter dearly. Chapter 42. Brother Yifan. At this time, a voice full of surprises attracted the attention of the two. Chen Yifan turned his head to look, also smiled and waved his hand in the direction of calling him. Niu Junhao ran over waving his hands, with a smile on his face, very happy. He had already arrived at the Pokémon Center, and kept searching among the crowd to see if he could find Chen Yifan, but he did. Taking a few breaths, Niu Junhao smiled and said, I finally found you, and I said that I might not find you today. You boy, came alone. Yet. Niu Junhao nodded, and only then did he have time to look at Zhang Miao Miao, who was beside Chen Yifan looking at him angrily. Ah! Niu Junhao shrank his pupils and said in surprise, Miao. Miao Miao sister. You, why are you here? Because Zhang Wenbin and Niu Tianli had a good relationship, the two knew each other. Niu Junhao played with Zhang Miao Miao when he was young. Zhang Miao Miao and Chen Yifan were born in the same month, so they are older than Niu Junhao. Humph, why can't I be here? Xiao Chen is my boyfriend. Niu Junhao, tell me the truth, how did you know Xiao Chen? Zhang Miao Miao was angry at Niu Junhao for destroying the two-person world between herself and Xiao Chen, but at the same time she couldn't help being a little surprised. Didn't this kid hear about social terror? How could he look so familiar with Xiao Chen? Hey! Niu Junhao smiled embarrassingly, and shrank 1 foot back. He didn't want to answer Zhang Miao Miao. This quirky little witch was his childhood nightmare, although he didn't have much trouble when he grew up. I've dealt with him, but he doesn't want to have much interaction with Zhang Miao Miao. Even if he was beaten to death, he would never have imagined that this little witch would one day be subdued. Seeing Zhang Miao Miao, who is a little bird nestling beside Chen Yifan, Niu Junhao admired him even more, as expected of brother Yifan. Really fierce. That, brother Yifan, sister Miao Miao, I'll go first. Seeing Niu Junhao running away as if fleeing, Chen Yifan couldn't help laughing a few times, squeezed the little hand tightly in his hand, and teased, oh, this little cow, why is he so afraid of my Miao Miao? Zhang Miao Miao snorted twice, then tell me how you met this guy first. So Chen Yifan mentioned what happened yesterday to Zhang Miao Miao. Zhang Miao Miao was stunned, and then said with a smile, this kid actually has a pretty good personality, and he is worth making friends with. Besides, his family. Hearing what Zhang Miao Miao said about Niu Junhao's family situation, Chen Yifan nodded and shook his head again. Why are you talking about this? No matter how powerful the family is, it has nothing to do with me. Although he is surprised that Niu Junhao's father is a master trainer, but he doesn't care about it, master trainer. Sooner or later he will too. Then Chen Yifan seemed to think of something suddenly, and said with a smirk, by the way, the relationship between your family and his family seems to be very good, be honest, what does your father do? Still very interested. Hey, don't worry, in the future, oops, maybe you will find out in a few days. Zhang Miao Miao shook Chen Yifan's hand and forcibly changed the subject. Oh, Xiao Chen, what are you talking about today? You're so handsome, are you wearing the suit I bought for you? Chen Yifan didn't ask any more. I'll find out in a few days, does it mean to meet up? Thinking of this, even Chen Yifan couldn't help becoming nervous. Seeing that it was almost 10 o'clock, under the escort of Chen Yifan, Zhang Miao went to Group G in the battle zone. There are a total of 400 competition stations in the battle zone, and each group is divided into 40 competition stations, so everyone's competition schedule is also different. Zhang Miao's competition schedule is concentrated in the morning, while Chen Yifan's competition schedule is concentrated in the afternoon. The duration of each game cannot exceed 10 minutes at most. If the time exceeds, the referee will judge the winner or loser based on the Pokémon situation on the spot. Of course, few trainee trainers can play for more than 10 minutes, and it will end in a minute or two at most. Therefore, although the competition in the qualifiers is tight, there are 400 competition tables running continuously, and the normal one-day competition will not end before 7 p.m. at most. Fortunately, the battle area of the Pokémon Center in Rongcheng is large enough, and the allocation space for Group G is also sufficient. Otherwise, more than 10,000 people will rush in at once, and they are not afraid of crowding, or they may cause unnecessary stomp incidents. The system will automatically assign a competition platform every day. Today, Zhang Miao's competition platform is the 12th platform, and the periphery of the 12th platform has about 100 or 200 people, which is not too many, and there is still enough space to accommodate more people. Many people. Like Zhang Miao, they were all contestants on the morning schedule. Among them, there are also relatives and friends who came to cheer for the players like Chen Yifan. At 10 o'clock, the referees and recorders of the entire Group G came one after another. There were a total of 80 people in the team, and each stage had a referee and recorder. The role of the recorder is to record the process and results of the game. Of course, the recorder used is an electronic information recorder, which will be automatically uploaded to the Alliance game system and counted by the computer. In addition, the recorder also holds a small instrument in his hand, which is a small recovery instrument that can recover up to 2 Pokémon contest conditions at a time, for the Pokémon that is injured in the game to recover contest conditions and maintain good contest conditions, to win the game. The referees are also veteran referees who have experienced various competitions. They are very experienced. Maybe they can be seen in the Little Ho-Oh Cup every year. The referee on stage 12 was a middle-aged man who also stepped onto the stage at this time. Salation glanced at the surrounding players who were either serious, excited, nervous, or scared, as well as expressionless. After clearing the noise from the headset around his mouth, the referee's voice was not loud, but it was very loud among the many players. Little Ho-Oh Cup qualifiers, Group G number 12 platform competition, the morning of the first day, the official start. I hope everyone can sort out the contest conditions and get a good result in the Little Ho-Oh Cup. Now please read the numbers to the stage. Everyone has a corresponding number, the name has the same name, and it is impossible for the number to have the same name. Zhang Miao's number is very auspicious, 666 in Group G, and Chen Yifan's number is quite special, 9527 in Group D. It was not Zhang Miao's turn in the first match, but Chen Yifan also found that Zhang Miao was a little nervous, so he couldn't help but hug Zhang Miao in his arms, and comforted him softly, "Don't be nervous, you can fight like you did when you played against me. That's it, wasn't it bold at the time?" It's okay not to say, but Zhang Miao raised her head and bit Chen Yifan's neck, humming softly, "I'm not nervous, it's all your fault, you are here to hurt me." Zhang Miao didn't use any force, and Chen Yifan didn't feel the slightest pain, but just felt itchy neck. The actions of the two attracted the attention of the people next to them. Even the referee looked over and couldn't help coughing lightly. The two players over there pay attention to the influence. Please don't affect the emotions of the players around you. Chapter 43. The two blushed a little, and quickly let go, and the people beside them either looked at the combination of this handsome man and beautiful woman with envy or contempt. Show it off and go home later. The first match ended quickly in less than a minute. The referee was not surprised at all. Looking at the next group list on the palm computer in his hand, he immediately said, "The next group is number 666 in Group G, and number 2400 in Group G." Zhang Miao was a little surprised, but with the encouragement of Chen Yifan, she got on the stage. He bowed slightly to the referee generously, without any embarrassment for his behavior just now. The referee nodded slightly, and at this moment her rival came up nervously. He is a boy with glasses who looks very honest, he looks like an honest person. Please release the Pokémon within 10 seconds. Those who exceed the time limit will automatically be judged as losers. The two nodded at the same time. Zhang Meow looked at each other with a smile on her lips. The shrinking Ultra Ball in her hand swelled up under control, and she pressed the button. Two red lights shone on the audience at the same time. OMG, Fennekin! Damn it, it's so fierce, I only saw Fennekin in the second game. Tisk tisk, the brother on the other side is miserable. The onlookers sighed, and the face of rival opposite Zhang Meow also turned pale. His Pokémon is Weedle. One of the weakest early Pokémon among the free Pokémon received in the Pokémon Hub. Being restrained by the Fennekin attribute again, there is no chance of winning. However, although bug-type Pokémon like Weedle are weak in the early stage, their evolution speed is unmatched by other Pokémon. It is said that it takes only a few months for a Weedle to evolve into a full Beedrill if it is cultivated well. Evolved into a full body. Possesses good combat power. If this kind of thing happened to other Pokémon, it would be a complete genetic mutation, but it is not strange to happen to bug-type Pokémon like Beedrill, Butterfree. The little fox looked at the big bug opposite him with some distaste. If it wasn't necessary, it really didn't want to fight with this creature. Disgusting. Judging, referee. At this moment, the honest boy suddenly raised his hand. I admit defeat. You can admit defeat in the game, especially in the qualifiers. When you feel that your Pokémon can't beat the opponent anyway, you can admit defeat to avoid serious damage to Pokémon. The people around were not surprised either. Weedle beat Fennekin. How could you beat Fennekin? Even if you were a master trainer, you probably couldn't beat him. Number 666 in Group G wins, earning 1 point. Humph. Zhang Meow took back Fennekin, proud as a little peacock, hopped down the field and hugged Chen Yifan's arm. Charm said, Xiao Chen, I'm very good, hee. Amazing, awesome, my Meow is the best. Chen Yifan was a little bit dumbfounded, but let the little girl do it. Although Zhang Meow listened to Chen Yifan's words very much, she still had that arrogant temperament in her bones, which could not be changed. Zhang Meow's victory without a fight is also very rare, and there are not many games where the gap between Pokémon is too large. Weedle and Fennekin are quite rare. It can only be said that the honest boy was unlucky. For trainers like them, it doesn't really matter whether they get promoted or not. They can't play in the knockout rounds at all. All they can do is win a game in the qualifiers. Every time you accumulate more points, you will get better scores in the martial arts exam, and you will have more schools to choose from. Zhang Meow has 3 games left in today's game. In less than half an hour on stage, she has played more than a dozen games, and her speed is quite fast. Half an hour later, it was Zhang Meow's turn again. The second rival did not admit defeat. Although Fennekin was very intimidating to these trainees, Zhang Meow's rival this time, Pokémon is a Spearow. Pokémon, Spearow attribute, normal type and flying type ability, sharp gaze. With sharp gaze, it is easier to see rivals' flaws. The author has made changes here, after all, it is in reality, and the hit rate should not be as particular as in the game. Species strength, 262 qualification, excellent strength, trainee level skills, growl, peck note. Spearow is reckless by nature, irritable and irritable. He is a natural enemy with Pidgey. He always looks very busy, flying back and forth. Although his physical strength is weak, he will be very scary if he fights back. Although only the weaker Spearow in flying Pokémon. But Spearow can fly. Although limited by the rules, flying Pokémon cannot fly out of the competition table, nor can it fly too high. But it still has a big advantage. Flying Pokémon is too bad in the early stage. It flies high and the speed is not slow. Especially for those Pokémon who can only fight in melee, they can't be touched or touched, and they can only be manipulated by others. Fortunately, this is only a Spearow. Spearow's flying height is not too high. Although it flies fast, its physical strength is also weak. At the same time, Spearow only knows one move, Peck, and in terms of skills, he is relatively stupid among flying Pokémon. Spearow himself can't learn too many skills, and in fact, he mostly uses melee combat. In contrast, Fennekin's situation is much better. Although he was pecked by Spearow in the early stage, Fennekin's damage is very high, and he can attack from a long distance. Even if he flies in the sky, he can hit him. An ember knocked out Spearow in the air, eclipsing Zhang Meow's rival. Flying Pokémon actually lost. This also gave a lot of warnings to the players present, and they all treated Zhong Meow Meow as an enemy. Distressed to help Fennekin rub the little face that was hit by Spearow Peck, Fennekin lay crying in Zhong Meow Meow's arms, just like its owner, full of drama personality. Chen Yifan understood it. It seems that this little fox has been trained by his father-in-law for more than a week, and he has made great progress. The Ember attack just now is much stronger than when we fought against Bun Elby. Have you made a breakthrough? Chen Yifan asked curiously. Although between trainers, even friends can't ask other people's Pokémon's strength so abruptly, but who made Zhong Meow Meow his girlfriend? Zhong Meow Meow didn't hide it, and proudly said, "Hey, of course, my Fennekin is no longer a trainee kid. Xiao Chen, you may not be able to beat me now, you pray that you won't meet me in the knockout round, otherwise, hey." After speaking, she looked afraid that Chen Yifan would beat her, and hurriedly hugged Fennekin and ran to the recorder. Fennekin got pecked in the face by Spearow, it still hurts. Chapter 44. As a few hours passed in the morning, Zhong Meow Meow also played all 4 games today before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. He also won 4 games in a row. Excluding Spearow's game, the other rivals were all KO'd by Fennekin in 1 round. Then it's Chen Yifan's turn, but Chen Yifan's game will start at 2 p.m. With an hour left, the two decided to have lunch first. But when they came to the rest area of the Pokémon Center, they couldn't help crying. The rest area was already full of contest conditions. Not to mention whether they could find a seat, even the dining line was full of people. Don't want to squeeze in for half an hour. In addition, the Pokémon Center is located in the suburbs, and there is no food nearby, only the Pokémon Center has food. Chen Yifan felt a little regretful, he would have brought some snacks here if he knew it earlier. It wasn't that he was afraid of being hungry, he was afraid of starving Zhong Meow Meow. Meow Meow, how about it? Chen Yifan thought to himself that it's okay to squeeze in and buy something by himself. It shouldn't delay the game. Dang 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 dang. At this moment, a small hand held a bottle of unpacked milk and handed it over. Zhong Meow Meow smiled so much that her eyes rolled up, and she said softly, "I knew it would happen, hee, I brought you moo moo milk. Drinking this is very anti-hunger, and you won't be hungry all day." As she spoke, she pointed to the small bag on her back. The small bag had already been opened, and it looked like it could accommodate 2 bottles of milk. She didn't bring anything else today, so she brought milk for herself and her boyfriend. "Xiao Chen, you should drink mine this time." Zhong Meow Meow pouted and looked at him pitifully, she was afraid that Chen Yifan would not drink hers again. "Good for you." After being surprised, Chen Yifan took it without thinking, and stroked Stephanie's hair, which made her coquettishly angry. The two took a sip each with straws and made happy sounds at the same time. "It tastes exactly the same as the moo moo milk I drank for the first time." Chen Yifan smiled, and hugged Stephanie in his arms even tighter. "By the way, Meow Meow. Hey! What brand of moo moo milk is this? I bought it for my mother in the supermarket yesterday, but I haven't seen it sold before." Chen Yifan asked. If possible, he would like to prepare this kind of moo moo for his mother. "Milk? You bought it for Aunt?" Zhong Meow Meow was surprised, and then frowned, "Is there no supermarket?" "I don't know. It seems that this is a gift from someone else, or my father bought it. Go back and ask him." "Good. Hee, Xiao Chen, you don't need to buy it. I'll get a few boxes for Aunt first. Just say it's from me, and Aunt will definitely accept it." Zhong Meow Meow said with a smile. This time Chen Yifan didn't refuse again, she made her very happy. Sure enough, everyone said that once the relationship is established, it will be different. I knew that I should have pushed Chen Yifan more in the 3rd year of high school, and let him be with her earlier. No, it's different. Chen Yifan flatly refused. Zhong Meow Meow occasionally brings a bottle or 2 of what he can accept, but a few boxes of what, that is to take advantage of Zhong Meow Meow's parents, which is definitely not more expensive than the moo moo milk he bought low, and definitely a lot more expensive. A few boxes are worth at least tens of thousands of alliance coins. If Zhong Meow Meow's parents found out, who would he be, abducting an ignorant girl to move things home? As for him, because of this, he ruined the impression of Zhong Meow Meow's parents. If you want to drink this kind of moo moo milk, you can buy it openly. Okay. Zhong Meow Meow seemed to know some of the consequences, so she pouted and didn't say any more. She just drank the last drop of milk in her hand and hugged Chen Yifan's hand tightly. Xiao Chen, you don't need to mind it so much. In the future, anyway, what's mine is yours. Zhang Miao Miao also lowered her voice at the end, as if she was a little shy thinking about the future. Chen Yifan smiled, so, in order to make you mine in the future, I need to work harder now. First of all, I need to get your father's approval, right? If your father doesn't like me, how will we get along then? I don't want you to be uncomfortable with us. Hearing Chen Yifan's words, Zhang Miao Miao was very moved, looked at Chen Yifan emotionally, shook his arm, and whispered softly, Xiao Chen. Kiss me. After the two drank moo milk, their hunger soon subsided. This kind of moo milk was more nutritious than common's moo milk, which made Chen Yifan want to ask if there was any way to buy this kind of moo milk. Drinking this kind of moo milk often will definitely greatly improve the mother's physical condition. After they wandered around the Pokémon Center for a while, they found an empty place to sit down and rest for a while. Chen Yifan didn't see Niu Junhao again along the way. This guy should not be in the same group as him and Zhang Miao Miao. This also reassured Chen Yifan a little. He was not afraid, but if that kid's Litten faced Zhang Miao Miao's Fennekin, it would be hard to say who would win. Of course, he must have unconditionally favored his girlfriend. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the two came to Group D in the battle zone. Compared with the morning game, there are a little more people in the afternoon game of Group D, and there are more games. Chen Yifan was assigned to the second stage, surrounded by about 300 or 400 people. Under the protection of Chen Yifan, the two managed to squeeze in. At this time, the referee and the scorer had arrived, and the referee was looking through the list of the first game on the stage. Group D number 7330, Group D number 9527, are you here yet? Please come on stage. It was Chen Yifan's turn in the first round, which was quite unusual. Xiao Chen, come on. Zhang Miao Miao's charming words attracted the attention of many male contestants. Seeing Chen Yifan coming on stage, many female contestants couldn't help but look at his handsome face. Chen Yifan's first rival was also on the competition stage. She was a girl, her appearance could only be described as quite satisfactory, with a popular face, neither ugly nor good-looking. He only glanced at Chen Yifan, and then stopped looking at him. The referee raised the small flag in his hand blankly. Please release the Pokémon from both players. If it exceeds 10 seconds, it will automatically be counted as a waiver. Both sides nodded at the same time, releasing the Pokémon. After Bunelby, rivals' Pokémon also appeared on the field, a brown fluffy and cute bunny. Chen Yifan was taken aback for a moment, and then a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. He was still talking about the rabbit army with Chu Rui yesterday, but he didn't expect to see him today. Quite strange, Bunelby, A&D. Buniri. Chapter 45. Pokémon, Buniri attribute, normal ability, escape. When in danger, it will ignore any enemy's effect of blocking escape, and must escape successfully. The Pokémon of this ability is more difficult to capture. Species Strength, 350 Qualification Rare Strength, Trainee Level Skills, Pound, Defense Curl, Quick Attack Note, once the ears that are always curled into small balls are stretched out forcibly, even big rocks can be easily crushed. If they feel danger, they will stand up their ears to stay alert. Bury your face in your fur on cold night's rest. Although they are both rabbits, Buniri is relatively stronger than Bunelby in the early stage. And no less popular than Bunelby after evolution, Buniri is a beautiful Lopunny after evolution, which is very popular and the price is not low. A well-qualified Buniri can be sold at a price starting from 30W. On the one hand, it is because of the growth value of the Buniri, and on the other hand, it is also because the Buniri is not easy to capture. Among the Buniri's Pokémon base, the Buniri that escapes ability still accounts for most of them. Huo, rabbits are fighting. It's rare to see, haha. No matter how you look at it, Buniri won. The difference in species strength between the two is a bit big, and the difference is more than 100. At this time, the onlookers laughed in good faith, and they also discussed which of the two rabbits was better. What's the use of species strength? It's not for fools like you. If species strength can be used as a criterion for judging victory, then let the Pokémon with higher species strength win the next game. Zhang Miao Miao glanced angrily at the person who said Buniri had won, and retorted loudly. The audience fell silent for a while, and the face of the person who was refuted by Zhang Miao Miao was also a little red. He didn't dare to return it for a while, and only dared to curse in his heart that Bun LB would definitely not last a few rounds. Although Zhang Miao Miao spoke aggressively, it was not without reason. Species strength only evaluates the growth height of each attribute of this type of Pokémon, such as attack, speed, defense, and so on. It is true that a higher species strength will be more powerful, but it is not absolute. Assess the upper limit of Pokémon, which is determined by qualifications. Combat strength is also determined by Pokémon's comprehensive strength and trainer. Even a Beedrill has a chance to become a champion Pokémon. However, most people also think that Bun LB can't beat Bunearies. Chen Yifan on the stage turned his head and gave Zhang Miao Miao a funny look. This girl really dared to say it, and the referee at the side couldn't help smiling. This beautiful girl is really interesting. Can we start? Bunearies' trainer asked softly, and the referee on the side nodded. The game, start. The two rabbits faced each other. Although the other's Buneary was a female rabbit, Bun LB had been able to do it since he was a child, and he didn't feel captivated at all. He looked at Buneary with a serious face. Suddenly, the two rabbits moved. Quick attack! Chen Yifan uttered with rival. A white light appeared under the feet of the two rabbits at the same time. Also used quick attack. But to the surprise of Buneary's trainer, rival's Bun LB is actually faster than his own Buneary. Boom! With a soft sound, Bun LB, who was one step ahead, knocked the rushing Buneary to the ground with great force. The strength gap between the two is a bit too large. Under the unbelievable eyes of Buneary trainer, Bun LB pressed Buneary under his body, his ears were pricked up, and white light was shining on his ears, and he slapped Buneary under him. Buneary also wanted to fight back hard, his ears curled up, and he used the pound skill. But what many people in the audience didn't expect was that this was just a one-sided crush. Under Buneary's horrified expression, Bun LB slapped Buneary's ear in half with a merciless slap. It made Buneary cry out in pain and fall to the ground all at once. Buneary is incapable of fighting. How is it possible? Buneary's trainer murmured, his eyes still full of disbelief. Her Buneary is not far from the common level. Even a Pokémon with common level strength cannot defeat her so quickly. This Bun LB is so strong. Watching this scene, the audience was silent. No one would have thought that Chen Yifan and Bun LB would be so strong. After all, it was just a Bun LB. The player who was sure of Bun LB's defeat just now blushed even more. He didn't expect the result to be reversed. Buneary, whom he was optimistic about, was vulnerable. Humph! Zhang Miao Miao looked around triumphantly, as if she had won a battle. Buneary loses his ability to fight, player 9527 in Group D gets 1 point. After the battle, when Chen Yifan got off the stage, Zhang Miao Miao hugged him aggrievedly. Xiao Chen, those guys don't think highly of you, you are the best, in my heart, it's number one. It seems that at this time she has no connection with the pungent Zhang Miao Miao just now, and now that her boyfriend is by her side, she has become a cute little girl. Chen Yifan also patted her on the back amusedly, and comforted, okay, don't be angry, time will tell everything. Chen Yifan looked around, some people didn't dare to meet his gaze anymore, this was related to his performance with Bun LB just now, he defeated a Buneary cleanly head-on, which still had a great deterrent effect. The corner of Chen Yifan's mouth curved slightly, looking down on him and Bun LB. Time will prove everything. Bun LB, too, will be on the final stage. Let those people know who is the strongest king on this stage. My Bun LB has what it takes to be a champion. After Zhong Er's words twitched in his heart, Chen Yifan still had the shame to not speak out. At this time, he also officially started the schedule of the Little Ho-Oh Cup. But what he didn't expect was that the Buneary he met in the first game was already the strongest rival he met today. Sure enough, it is quite difficult to find a rival whose strength reaches the common level among hundreds of thousands of trainee trainers. Chen Yifan was a bit boring. Except for Buneary who could resist Bun LB's 2 moves, the other rivals were all small characters who could fly away with a slap. I can't even lift my strength. But Bun LB is getting more and more excited. I don't know which one inspired its will to fight. After defeating rival, it still raised its little hand to show off its muscles. It was less than 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and Chen Yifan had finished playing 4 games today. Both of their schedules are over, they should go back to their respective homes and find their own mothers. But obviously neither of them would let go of this rare opportunity to be Alone. Chapter 46. Day 2 of the Little Ho-Oh Cup qualifiers. Chen Yifan and Zhang Miao are both in the morning field today, so they can no longer go to the scene to cheer for each other. Although Zhang Miao was a little reluctant, she obediently went to play in the qualifiers. After all, she still wanted to go to the same university as her little Chen. If you can't get full marks in the qualifiers, even if you reach a certain ranking in the main match, unless you are in the top 3, it is estimated that Imperial University will not necessarily want her. Her father's relationship can also radiate around Sichuan province, and it won't have much effect on Imperial University, the #1 university in the country. For Imperial University, they have seen too many geniuses. Imperial University definitely attaches great importance to the martial arts examinations in various provinces, but it will not pay too much attention to them. In the probation stage, there are too few places to observe and too many variables. In the past, it was not uncommon for martial arts test champions to change their fortunes. It took more than 10 years to reach the level of advanced trainer. Although it has reached an advanced trainer, it took more than 10 years for this time. For a trainer who won the championship in the martial arts test, it is a failure. As for the Imperial Capital, the capital of the Alliance, there are all previous champions, Elite Four, and the most powerful Dragon Gymnasium among the 18th Avenue gymnasiums, so there should not be too many dignitaries. It's just an elite trainer from Sichuan Province, even if he is a high-level executive of the Sichuan Province Alliance branch, it's not easy to use. Zhang Wenbin also had the same idea. If he wanted to protect his daughter well, he had to keep her by his side. Of course, he didn't know that Zhang Miao wanted to go to Imperial University. According to his thinking, Zhang Miao was also studying at Sichuan University very good. Although it is not ranked among the top 10 universities, the results of Sichuan University over the years are not bad, and it can be ranked in the top 20. Xiao Chen, come on. Zhang Miao said goodbye to Chen Yifan with a look of reluctance. Today, she has become a child with no one to accompany her, so she has to cheer herself up. Group D and Group G are not in the same area, and Chen Yifan's game is about to start, so naturally he can no longer go in with Zhang Miao. Okay, come on, I'll come out as soon as possible. Kissing Xiaonazai's forehead, Chen Yifan watched Zhang Miao go in. The two of them were crazy yesterday. As soon as they finished the game at 4 p.m., they went to the most famous night market in Rongcheng for a stroll. Along the way, she ate, drank, played, and ate Zhang Miao, who has always been Rebecca and didn't want to get fat. Her mouth was slick and her stomach was bulging. It seemed that as long as she was with Chen Yifan, she couldn't help the impulse in her heart. Do what you think of, and the same is true when you meet what you want to eat. With the person you like, no matter what you eat, it feels delicious in the world. But when she went back at 8 p.m., her results were not so good. Under Zhang Wenbin's black-faced interrogation, she almost couldn't help exposing Chen Yifan's existence. Zhang Wenbin didn't know that his precious daughter had a game in the morning and was supposed to be home in the afternoon, but she didn't come back until 8 o'clock in the evening. He didn't expose Zhang Miao's weak lie, but told himself once again that when the knockout round or the main match came, he must meet the boy who abducted his daughter. If the strength is not enough, and the character and appearance are not up to him, don't blame him. Family background and so on are not in the scope of his investigation, and they are automatically excluded by him. In his mind, after all, Zhang Miao has always been extravagant and spends money like water. Sometimes even he looks at the long bill. It hurts a little. I probably won't find a child from the common family. The second day's schedule was the same as the first day, except that the afternoon game was switched to the morning game. For Chen Yifan, it was not too difficult. But today's 4 rivals are a bit unsatisfactory, and there is no one who can match the strength of yesterday's Buniri. None can beat. Chen Yifan really wanted to yell out this sentence, but he could only think about it. This is the normal state of the qualifiers, and the probability of selecting someone with the strength of Buniri among the hundreds of thousands of people is not too high. It seems that he had too high expectations of himself. He thought that Bunelby would have to go through a hard fight to win the qualifiers with his strength, but the result. In less than 2 hours, the second day of Chen Yifan's qualifiers was all over. An almost crushing victory for normal, no rival could withstand a punch from Bunelby. Chen Yifan, 8 consecutive victories, currently has 8 points. But according to the league data displayed by Pokémon Pokédex, Chen Yifan is ranked 3552 in the Little Ho-Oh Cup standings. It is equivalent to the current full score, only 3552, that is to say, at least 3552 people are at the same level as him. Being able to rank ahead of him means that the time to win is even shorter than him. Of course, this is due to the competition system. In the afternoon game, there will probably be more trainers who have won the first and second days. However, it also cooled his slightly swollen heart. 8 consecutive victories are nothing at all. The game has not yet been won, and he still needs to work harder. With Chen Yifan and Bunnelbai's neat game, he started to become famous in a small range in Group D of the qualifying round. If it is like Yosanjia or some rare Pokémon, it is not surprising that it is so powerful. After all, people's prices are here. If you can get this kind of Pokémon trainer, why is it weaker than you who get free Pokémon? It doesn't make sense. If someone spends a lot of money, it should be worth the money. But it is the first time for many people to see a Bunnelby as powerful as Chen Yifan. Every time he plays, he solves rival cleanly, with strong speed, strength and explosiveness, which makes the trainers who are on the same stage as him pray that they will never encounter this pervert. After leaving the D group area, Chen Yifan went straight to Zhang Miao's G group, but Zhang Miao's game ended very quickly. Before Chen Yifan walked in, the Pokémon Pokédex rang. The two meet at the entrance. Total victory. Chen Yifan asked with a smile, but you can tell from the little girl's smug expression, if she loses, she will definitely lie in her arms and cry for comfort. Zhang Miao hugged Chen Yifan's hand triumphantly, that's right, don't even look at who I am. Then his face turned bitter, and he pouted, Xiao Chen. I can't stay with you till night today. Zhang Wenbin gave her a death order. After the game, she should go home as soon as possible, and don't stay outside too much. Suburbs are no better than urban areas. Regardless of human crimes, wild Pokémon attacks also happen from time to time. Of course, Zhang Wenbin's main concern is not this. The probability of these things happening is too small in the small Ho-Oh Cup. It's okay, you will go back early after we have dinner, your father is quite right, Stephanie-san, now we are just trainees, they must be worried, especially you are so beautiful, aren't you, it's dangerous to be out there alone. Chen Yifan smiled unsurprisingly. He kind of understood Zhang Miao's father's mood. If he had a daughter like Zhang Miao, he would definitely follow him anytime and anywhere. Or hire a bodyguard or something, this bodyguard can be human or Pokémon, anyway, I will never let those smelly boys get close to my daughter. But, who let this smelly boy be himself? Chapter 47. Hugging her big pig's hoof, Zhang Miao was immersed in joy. What happened in the past week or so was completely like a dream. If this is a dream, she would rather sleep forever. Arriving at the rest area of the Pokémon Center, under Zhang Miao's cheers and encouragement, Chen Yifan squeezed into the crowd, broke through difficulties and obstacles, broke through all obstacles, and finally grabbed 2 single set meals. Zhang Miao had a very sweet smile while eating the set meal for one person that Chen Yifan grabbed for her. It seemed that it was even more delicious than what her mother made. No, I can't say that, my mother will spank her if she finds out. After eating, he took a taxi to take Zhang Miao home, and Chen Yifan also took a taxi back home. Although the nearly 200 fare made him feel a little bit pained, Chen Yifan is not a person who cares about every detail. In the future, he will only become richer and richer, and it is time to change his mind. At night, Liang Wenjing came back from get off work and asked about her son's results in the qualifiers. When she learned that Chen Yifan was on a winning streak and had won 8 consecutive victories, she was also surprised. She hadn't watched a game where her son beat a junior trainer, but this 8-game winning streak in the qualifiers was real. In order not to put more pressure on her son, Liang Wenjing just nodded with a smile, asking her son to work harder. At 11:50 in the evening, if it was normal, Chen Yifan would have already fallen asleep. But today is a different day, today is Sunday, the last day of the week. In other words, wait another 10 minutes for a new week, and the lucky draw will also come. In his backpack, he still had a bronze-level scratch card from Yuanfeng department store that he won in the game that he didn't use, and he planned to draw the two together. Maybe luck is better. Taking out the bronze scratch card from the backpack first, Chen Yifan held it tightly in his hand, not trying to scratch it off. If the system sees that he has taken a bronze-level scratch card, maybe this random lottery will remove the bronze level scratch card for him. Metaphysics is very particular. After drawing so many prizes, Chen Yifan also had some thoughts. Time passed by 1 minute and 1 second, and when the clock passed the last second of 59 minutes, the voice of the system in Chen Yifan's mind also sounded on time. Ding! A new week has arrived, congratulations to the host for getting a random scratch reward. The system is extracting for you. During this exciting few seconds, Chen Yifan took a few deep breaths. Last week, the reward was 3 lychee berries. Bunelby had already eaten 2. Wait a week to eat the last one. I believe that according to the system the explanation of props will change a lot. And this time, what kind of scratch card will it be? Ding! Congratulations to the host, you have obtained a gold level scratch card. Gold! Chen Yifan's pupils shrank suddenly, and then excitement overflowed his face. The last time a gold level scratch card was drawn was when the system was obtained at the beginning of 2 weeks. But the gold level rewards are still fresh in his memory. One is the Iron Head skill learning machine that Bunelby currently has at the bottom of the box, and the other is the ability conversion card that makes Bunelby far beyond the usual Pokémon. Chen Yifan thinks that a skill learning machine like Iron Head should be the poorest type of gold level scratch card rewards, and ability conversion cards are the normal gold level rewards. But even the worst is very good. Iron Head skill, now Bunelby can be cast twice in a row, and there is still some power left, not much better than it was in the probationary period. Chen Yifan exhaled slightly, and took the gold level scratch card from the item backpack in his hand. This is his 3rd gold level scratch card. I don't know what kind of amazing rewards are hidden under the gold coating. Fumbling for the shiny golden scratch card with his palm, Chen Yifan decided to try his luck by scratching the bronze grade first. There is a kind of metaphysics called a luck cushion, try the bad ones first, and then try the good ones, and accumulate luck. Chen Yifan scratched off the bronze level scratch card in his hand. Ding! Congratulations to the host for scratching a bronze level scratch card and getting rewards, normal skills, tackle skills learning machine. The corner of Chen Yifan's mouth froze. Tackle. Chen Yifan is a bit dumbfounded, it's better to reward alliance coins, at least he can still use it, but this tackle. To be honest, as long as you only have Pokémon, you should be able to learn tackle. Forget it, just treat it as accumulating luck. If you lose money on this one, you can earn it back on the next one. Chen Yifan took a deep breath, and slowly scratched off the gold coating of the gold scratch card. A golden light flashed. Ding! Congratulations to the host for scratching a gold level scratch card and getting a reward, Pokémon strength enhancing props, Silk Scarf. Silk Scarf, it can permanently increase the skill power of normal type Pokémon's offensive skills by 20%. Only Pokémon with normal type attribute can use it. It is only limited to the Pokémon itself. It ignores the skill attribute used by the Pokémon. No matter what skill it is, it will increase by a fixed percentage of 20. Gudong! Chen Yifan lost his composure for the first time and swallowed his saliva. The rewards of this gold level scratch card are too simple and rude. Directly and fixedly increase the skill power of Pokémon by 20%, that is, the most common tackle, which is 40 according to the Alliance's skill power rating. After using Silk Scarf, it reaches 48. In Chen Yifan's opinion, this item is even more perverted than the ability conversion card he drew back then. The ability conversion card can only be converted among the abilities that Pokémon itself can have. Pokémon itself only has 3 abilities at most. If the 3 abilities are not good, Pokémon will not improve much. And this Silk Scarf can be used as long as it is a Pokémon with a normal attribute, and it can also fixedly improve the power of its own skills. Just don't be too perverted. Of course, the power rating of a skill is used as a reference, and the power itself is determined by the Pokémon's own strength. The stronger the Pokémon, the greater the power no matter what skill it uses. Chen Yifan couldn't help being excited, woke up Bunelby again, and took out Silk Scarf from the system backpack. Looking at the white scarf in my hand, I felt a soft texture, which was very comfortable. But Chen Yifan has some troubles, this thing. How to use it? Was it tied to Bunelby? Doesn't this restrict Bunelby's movements? This large scarf will definitely restrict Bunelby's petite body, and it will inevitably rub against it. But that's not the most important thing, the important thing is, who would wear such a large scarf around their Pokémon during the game, isn't that sick? Chapter 48. While thinking, Chen Yifan still tried to put silk scarf around Bunelby's neck. Dig dig. Bunelby let out a soft cry. The scarf always feels comfortable around it, making it very comfortable. But what happened next made Chen Yifan completely relieved. I saw silk scarf flashing bright white light, illuminating the dark bedroom. In the white light, silk scarf slowly merged into Bunelby's body until it disappeared. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using silk scarf. Your Pokémon Bunelby skill power has been permanently increased by 20%. The corner of Chen Yifan's mouth raised slightly, and he rubbed his hand, which also made Bunelby a little excited. He was very satisfied with the gold level scratch card reward this time. Hercules' ability, skills are permanently increased by 20%, and the strength has reached the common level of the primary trainer level, plus the powerful steel skill Iron Head. He really can't imagine, this little Ho-Oh Cup, what will his Bunelby lose? The next day, the alarm clock woke Chen Yifan from his deep sleep. Yesterday he and Bunelby were almost excited all night, and finally fell asleep under the strong drowsiness. Good morning. Digging. Chen Yifan blinked his eyes in a daze, and said hello to Bunelby, who was also awakened by the alarm clock. This is the third day of qualifying. Arriving at the Pokémon Center, Zhang Meow had already obediently sat on the bench outside the Pokémon Center, waiting for Chen Yifan's arrival. Her home is relatively close to the Pokémon Center, so naturally she came earlier than Chen Yifan. Hey, beauty, do you want to chat with me? Go away. My mother has a boyfriend, be careful that he will beat you soon. Don't, it won't matter if we talk together. Zhang Meow was surfing the internet with her head down, and frowned when she heard it, thinking that it was a disciple who came to strike up a conversation, and was about to continue scolding, but then realized that the voice was not right. Looking up, Zhang Meow immediately showed the unique skills of Sichuan people, and Sichuan opera changed its face. Ah! Xiao Chen, you are here. Zhang Meow pouted a little dissatisfied, this bad little Chen dared to tease her now. Chen Yifan nodded with a suppressed smile. Although he was very happy with Zhang Meow's attitude towards other men, he couldn't help but want to laugh. Really cute Zhang Meow. Facing the little Chen she likes, Zhang Meow hugged Chen Yifan's arm tightly, for fear that he would run away. The weather in Rongcheng today is 26 to 32 degrees. Holding Chen Yifan, she seems not afraid of the heat. Even if Chen Yifan thinks it is too hot, naturally he dare not say anything more. Hey, old guys, take a quick look, this is the place where we in Sichuan province hold the small Ho-Oh Cup for martial arts exams, how about it, isn't there a lot of people? Let me tell you, just now I saw a few beauties walking by, don't walk away, today's content is still very exciting. As soon as the two entered the Pokémon Center, they saw a young man holding a selfie stick, shaking the selfie stick and shouting excitedly, looking very happy. Chen Yifan stopped, a little interested, this guy, is an anchor? Xiang Kui Peo is an anchor from the Dusha live broadcast platform. His real name is Cai Xiang, and he is also an intermediate trainer. His daily popularity in the live broadcast room is maintained at around 2,000 people. This is real popularity, and he has gained some fame among the anchors, and his income is not bad. Compared with Chu Rui, a newcomer to live broadcast, he is definitely not in the same breath of. Unlike others, Xiang Kui Peo's live broadcast content is not a battle, he is not a combat type anchor, nor is he an OB type anchor. It's Lion, which is different from Common's Lion. The content of Xiang Kui Peo's Lion is to find beautiful trainers. In particular, I like to go to the most elementary competitions such as martial arts exams to bring a new round of visual feasts to audiences who are also old-skinned. Most of the beauties who are rookie are more reserved, and most of them will agree with his live broadcast under his lips. What a pleasure it is to watch the beauties shed sweat and tears on the field. There was a smile on the corner of Xiang's mouth, he didn't dare to provoke the powerful beauty trainer, but these rookies should not be too easy to catch. As a popular anchor, with the status of an intermediate trainer, plus a handsome face with 3 points, Xiang Kui Peo still has a bit of pride. His live broadcast room also kept rolling out the barrage at this time, telling Xiang to run faster, and the atmosphere in Chu Rui's live broadcast room was completely different. Chen Yifan and Zhang Meow stopped for a few seconds, and after a few glances, they lost interest in continuing. When they were about to leave, Xiang ran quickly and looked over with a selfie stick. When Xiang saw the two of them, he ran quickly and was taken aback. Zhang Miao, who was being held by Chen Yifan, attracted his attention. The best, it's the best. Xiang ran to swear, he has been in the industry for so many years, and he has never seen anything like this one, with an angelic face and a devilish figure, everything is so perfect. Wait a minute. Xiang ran quickly and called Chen Yifan and Chen Yifan to stop. Chen Yifan and Chen Yifan stopped and looked back. Zhang Miao frowned slightly. She didn't like this person at first glance. Hello. Hello. Hello, both of you, I am an anchor of Dosha, named Xiang Kui Peo, and I am also an intermediate trainer. I see that you two came to the Pokémon Center today. May I ask if you are Little Ho, the contestants of the O Cup? I wonder if it's okay to interview you for a few minutes. It's just a few minutes, and it will never delay you for long. Xiang ran quickly and said with a serious face, but his eyes were mainly focused on Zhang Miao's direction. This is also his tried and tested strategy. If the beautiful trainer has a boyfriend by his side, then he can just interview two people by the way, as long as it is not an interview alone, these people will not refuse to normal. At that time, he will mainly interview beauties. At this time, he switched the live broadcast camera, and the real faces of Chen Yifan and Zhang Miao were also revealed in the live broadcast room. The barrage burst instantly. FK. Host, I'll give you a minute, I want all her contact information. This is so beautiful, is there any makeup? It doesn't look like much. Xiaoxiang's live broadcast room is not beautiful, This is too beautiful. I just noticed that the little big brother next to him is also very handsome. Don't struggle Xiaoxiang, his boyfriend is much more handsome than you. Zhang Miao glanced at the camera with some resistance. She didn't like the feeling of being on camera in front of people she didn't. No. Chapter 49. Sorry, we don't accept interviews. Chen Yifan resolutely refused, and was about to pull Zhang Miao away when Xiang quickly grabbed his arm. Brother, just interview for a few minutes, it won't take up too much of your time, can you? Xiang said with a sincere face while not forgetting to look at Zhang Miao. At this time, the barrage in the live broadcast room rolled out again. Ha, little Tsarab is going to have a bad day. The way this beautiful woman frowns is also pretty. Xiaoxiang quickly take her down, I'll give you a mega rocket. CIAO, I'm also an intermediate trainer, why can't I meet this kind of top class? Taking time to look at the barrage in the live broadcast room, Xiang ran quickly and smiled triumphantly. Because of Zhang Miao's appearance, the popularity of the live broadcast room suddenly increased a lot, and the present also increased by 1 or 2,000. The needle does not poke. As an intermediate trainer, I have put down my face and begged this kid this time. A trainee trainer must give him some face. Chen Yifan's face turned cold. He also saw the barrage in this person's live broadcast room. Although he didn't know what this person was doing, his motives were definitely not pure. In terms of stature, Chen Yifan is much stronger than Xiang Kuipeo. Chen Yifan clenched his fists, intending to teach this guy a lesson. But who knew, before Chen Yifan could make a move, Zhang Miao couldn't help it, stretched out his hand and slapped Xiang Kuipeo to grab Chen Yifan's hand and opened it. You man, don't you understand what we're saying? For an interview, go home and interview your mother. Don't be annoying like a fly here. Ugly ghost, don't disgust me here. You disturbed the order of the little Ho-Oh cup, be careful, I called security. Zhang Miao pointed at Xiang's nose and said angrily. The pungent words made Xiang run quickly, and then saw Zhang Miao angrily pulling Chen Yifan away from the scene. He didn't turn his head back, leaving only the stunned Xiang running quickly, messing around in the wind. At the same time, the barrage also began to sarcastically and laugh out loud. Ha, let's be deflated, I said that this guy Xiaoxiang will have to take this trick sooner or later. Ugly ghost equals Xiaoxiang, ugly ghost equals Xiaoxiang, I said Xiaoxiang is ugly, you still don't believe me, you see all the beauties have said it. It's boring. Pretty is pretty, but it's a little too aggressive. No, am I the only one who saw that handsome guy next to him clenched his fists? I dare say Xiaoxiang will get beaten if he says a few more words. It's fine to get beaten up, and kill this turtle grandson. Xiang's face turned red as he ran quickly, it was the first time for him to be scolded by a little girl pointing at his nose. Also called ugly ghost? Is he ugly hateful? On the other side, Chen Yifan and Zhang Miao got rid of Xiang's entanglement and walked towards the battle area. Chen Yifan couldn't help laughing when he thought of Zhang Miao's appearance just now, and Zhang Miao pinched him in dissatisfaction. Chen Yifan. People don't know how to scold people. They scolded him because of you. Damn Xiao Chen, you're still laughing at me. Zhang Miao pouted dissatisfiedly. I didn't mean to laugh at you, but I didn't expect my Meow to have such a cute side. I like it very much. Chen Yifan comforted quickly. Indeed, he didn't expect it. He was ready to do it. He beat this guy up first and then let the security take him away as a disturbance. Every place in the Pokémon Center is monitored. I believe that guy will be punished by then. There is punishment. Unexpectedly, Zhang Miao would take the lead and scold that guy until his face turned red. Thinking about it, he felt quite relieved. But thinking of the filthy barrage in the live broadcast room, Chen Yifan became a little angry. Those so-called spectators can't see it, but if he sees that guy next time, he must make that guy look good. He has played a junior trainer, but he doesn't know how tough an intermediate trainer is. As soon as she heard Chen Yifan say that she likes it very much, Zhang Miao couldn't help showing a happy little expression. Just now she was still worried that it would affect Xiao Chen's image of a lady in her heart. On the third day's schedule, the two were assigned to the first half at the same time. There was no other way, Zhang Miao could only temporarily separate from Chen Yifan. Today, Chen Yifan's platform came to the number 1 stage of Group D. Although the 1 to 40 are the same, the number 1 stage is still more beautiful. Number 56 in Group D, 9527 in Group D, 2 contestants please come on stage. After 2 rounds, it was Chen Yifan's turn. Chen Yifan was a bit surprised, number 56, which is quite high. When Chen Yifan got on the stage, a big guy walked up to him. The big man seems to have been exercising a lot, and his height is about the same as that of Chen Yifan, but in terms of physique, he is not surprised that he can easily mention Chen Yifan himself. A body of strong muscles. The muscular boy still had a bit of youthfulness on his face, silently looking at Chen Yifan who was opposite him, and Chen Yifan also glanced at him. Both of them were waiting for the referee to start. Please release the Pokémon from both players. If the time exceeds 10 seconds, it will be counted as an abstention. The muscular boy held an Ultra Ball tightly in his hand, which was the same style as Chen Yifan, which made Chen Yifan feel a little different. At this stage, a trainer who can afford the Ultra Ball will definitely not be too weak. His Ultra Ball is also used by Bun LB. Judging from the feedback after using Bun LB, it is indeed better than the common Poke Ball. It is said that on top of Ultra Ball, there is Luxury Ball, which is equivalent to the top villa in Poke Ball. Expensive and cherished. It is only occasionally seen for sale at auctions. With 2 flashes of red light, Bun LB and a half-person Pokémon appeared on the field. Under the grey skin is a body as muscular as trainer, with a tail on its buttocks and 3 tile-like objects on its head, which are its status symbols. Fighting Pokémon, Machop. Pokémon, Machop attribute, fighting ability, perseverance. Pokémon with this ability will have more perseverance than ordinary Pokémon, and when receiving status condition, the strength will be improved, and it will ignore the attack weakening effect of burning contest condition. Species strength, 305 qualification rare strength, common level, primary trainer level, skills, low kick, focus energy, karate chop note, Machop, a Pokémon with special muscles. No matter how you exercise, it will not hurt. It is said that you have the strength to throw 100 adults. I like exercising very much. Staring at my growing muscles every day, I will exercise harder and harder. Even if I practice all day long, I will not feel tired. Satisfy. Chapter 50. Chen Yifan narrowed his eyes. Finally a decent rival. Machop from the fighting department, against Bun LB from the normal department. In terms of attribute, Bun LB is at a big disadvantage. Fighting type skills have a restraining effect on normal type Pokémon. Machop is proud of his strength. Although he is not a Hercules ability, his strength should not be underestimated. But this also followed his wish. He just wanted to try how strong Bun LB is now. At the same time, there were voices that were not optimistic about Chen Yifan from the audience. When the stage was changed, the players changed accordingly. Naturally, it was impossible for them to know how fierce Chen Yifan's Bunelby was. Machop's fight against Bunelby is completely a dimensionality reduction blow. They really can't think of how Machop should lose. Muscle Boy is also a little surprised. I didn't expect that rival's Pokémon is just Bunelby. There was a smile on his silent face, and he seemed to have already cheered for his victory in advance. Game start. Following the referee's order, the two Pokémon looked at each other, and no one moved for a while. Hey cut! Dig dig! At this moment, before the respective trainers spoke, Machop kicked his legs and charged towards Bunelby. Bunelby landed on all fours, kicked his legs, and rushed towards Machop. Two Pokémon are fighting together, neither side uses their skills for the time being, just wrestling with each other. Boom! With a soft sound, Bunelby's head pressed Machop's head, and the two Pokémon gritted their teeth and looked at each other, neither of them convinced. Chen Yifan and the muscular boy were a little surprised, they didn't expect their Pokémon to be so aggressive today. During the wrestling process, Machop was horrified to find that his strength was not as good as the opponent's. Bunelby led the body back step by step. The muscular boy also noticed Machop's decline, and was startled, and then he couldn't care less about Machop wrestling. Machop, grab it! Low kick! Low kick skill, the larger the Pokémon, the better the effect. Of course, the first premise is that your strength is enough to low kick the Pokémon. For the petite Bunelby, once being crushed by Machop low kick, there is almost no room for him to stand up. Hey, cut! Machop's eyes lit up, and he tilted his head back slightly, and then he wanted to grab Bunelby. With the strength accumulated in his head, he wanted to stun Bunelby with his head first, and then use low kick, a series of attacks under the circumstances. I believe that Bunelby has no way to fight back. But Chen Yifan and Bunelby obviously won't give Machop such a chance. Bunelby, get out of the way. Dig! Seeing Machop's capture, Bunelby kicked his hind legs and kicked Machop's calf, kicking Machop staggeringly, and then a white light flashed on his ears. Tackle! Hey! With Machop's cry of pain, he took several steps back and almost fell to the ground, his face was swollen and a big bump was bulging from the beating of Bunelby's ear. Machop's eyes turned red, and he rubbed his bruised face, feeling such humiliation rarely. Not only did its strength not take advantage, but its attack was also interrupted by Bunelby, and it was also beaten by Bunelby like this. This is what it cannot stand. The muscular boy's face gradually became serious, and he gradually realized that this Bunelby is not normal. What's going on? Is this Machop getting the upper hand? Damn, this Bunelby is so strong. Impossible, this is Machop, the famous strongman. There were invariably exclamations from the audience, whether it was the players watching the game, or the relatives and friends who came to accompany the players, including the referees. They were a little surprised. Bunelby, so powerful? The corners of Chen Yifan's mouth raised a slight arc. It was just a small trial just now. He purely wanted to see who was stronger between Bunelby and Machop. It seemed that his Bunelby won. However, the strength of this Machop is not bad. If you want to change to the grade of trainee Pokémon, you will be slapped away by the previous Bunelby, not to mention the Bunelby that uses Silk Scarf now. Something. The muscular boy's expression sank. Machop, use focus energy. Hey! Machop nodded slightly, his fists moved forward slightly, and suddenly clenched. Machop took a deep breath, and at the same time, a strong white light flashed on its body. The focus energy skill can make one's attention and strength more concentrated, and a violent blow burst out, which is equivalent to gathering all the strength of the whole body on this blow. It's only one hit, but Machop believes that there are absolutely not many rivals that can withstand it. The white light gradually condensed on its palm. Machop exhaled lightly, then let go of his fist, and his palm stood up like a knife in his hand. Karate chop! Hey! With the movement of the palm, there was a whistling sound, and with the sharp palm, Machop rushed towards Bunelby again, as if he would not give up until he cut it under the horse. Naturally, Chen Yifan couldn't just sit still. A white light flashed under Bunelby's feet, and his speed increased rapidly under quick attack. Bunelby kept running around Machop. Machop stopped, was slightly taken aback, and then gritted his teeth and looked at Bunelby dangling in front of his eyes. It actually couldn't see Bunelby's movements clearly. But the power is concentrated here, and it has to be released. No, I have to observe Bunelby's actions. Machop closed his eyes, trying to find Bunnelby's flaw through his long-term training. In the next second, a light flashed in Machop's mind. Found it! Machop opened his eyes, and slashed in one direction with the knife in his hand. Swish! Empty. Karate chop hit the open space, and Machop used all his strength, almost being carried to the ground under the force. What? The muscular boy shrank his pupils. After training, Machop could hit the frisbee that kept coming at the training hall even with his eyes closed. But when I met this rabbit, it would be empty. After seeing Machop hit the air, Bunnelby also stopped his movements, kicked his legs, a white light flashed, and jumped towards Machop in the air. Rabbit kicks. With a kick of both legs, Machop was kicked far away by Bunnelby. Machop fell to the ground with a thud. Wow! There were exclamations again from the audience. This match was considered one of the most exciting matches that everyone present had seen in the past few days. Hey! Machop gritted his teeth and tried to stand up, but Bunnelby wouldn't give it another chance. Machop, who was struggling to get up, suddenly felt his body soaring into the air. Under the exclamation of everyone, he saw Machop's entire body being lifted by Bunnelby with one hand. Everyone's mouth is wide open. This is outrageous. When can a Bunnelby lift a Machop with one hand? Is this Bunnelby eating canned spinach? Even Chen Yifan found it a little funny. Bunnelby is getting better at playing. But he didn't mean to stop it. This is a duel, no matter when and where, every match must be dealt with all our strength. This is his rule. Machop stared at the rabbit in front of him with wide eyes, before it could speak. Boom! With a soft bang, Bunnelby punched Machop in the chest, causing Machop's mouth to open wide, and he fell to the ground with a thud. Machop, out of combat. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.